All right, guys. Saman with Species and RX. I'm here with Guru Amin. We're here to cover the finals tonight, guys. So, what's going on? Show has not started yet. Of course, it's running late like it always does.
Yapping away.
Yeah. Sean Ray in the turtleneck that King Kamali was making fun of him for before.
In
So
Vegas.
in Vegas, yes, and whatever. So, so let's just start talking about for the Open from last night.
Right.
Who was in your top six? Give me what your top six was.
I mean, I had Hadi in first, and then I had Derek, and then I had Samson, and then I don't remember if I had Andrew or not, but I had somewhere after that,
Yeah.
Martin and
Oh, you have Andrew
and
behind Martin because in the final, so the final call out was um, Derek, Hottie, Samson, and Andrew. Excuse me.
Andrew. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
think I think I had Andrew. I think before that I had like initially I had Andrew after Martin, but now I think Martin's ahead of Andrew, and I think Martin's also ahead of Nick.
really, you think Martin's going to finish ahead of Andrew?
No, I'm sorry. Martin's going to finish ahead of Nick.
Oh, okay,
Andrew's going to
gotcha,
finish ahead of Martin.
gotcha,
Thanks for
gotcha,
clearing that
gotcha,
up. Yeah.
gotcha. No, you're good because you know what's who two guys kind of really were lackluster to me that I thought were going to be a lot better. Obviously, one is Nick because Nick was I don't know why I just did there, but one is
Mhm.
Nick because Nick just I don't know he just looked really off because of I don't know whether it was a peaking issue whether it was an issue of his whole prep not going right. He just did not look the same as he did in Pittsburgh. I think he looked a lot worse. And
Yeah.
another one actually was Samson. I think Samson came in and he almost looked like skinny, right? Compared to
He
how
looks
he normally
small.
looks. He
Yeah, he
looked
looks
really
small.
small.
He
And
did.
especially in the back shots, I thought his back was really like you can you know how it is when you
Mhm.
dive into the conditioning a lot,
Yeah,
your weakest parts get worse, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So his back just looks it was just really underwhelming. So I even have Samson behind Andrew in that last call out. I had Derek,
I think
Andrew.
I tell you
Okay.
what, these shows are like this for a reason. But whoever looks the best tonight is going to
Yeah.
walk away with it because prejudging is you would think that it's all the judging, but it's not. It's
Yeah.
the before judging, before the final judging of the night show. So when you think of it like that, whatever happens in this final, if Derek's gets drier and Hottie holds water, Derek will win. If Samson comes in just crazy full and shredded, he'll win. He'll keep the title. If Andrew comes in peeled and Andrew comes in drier and Samson slides some, Andrew could place ahead of Samson. It's possible. And if everything goes the way it is, I think Hottie's going to win.
Do you think Derek did enough to secure the first place pretty easily yesterday? Or do you think he still has to
You know, he
do something nice?
he he looked great, but next to Hottie was drier. And although Hottie looked a little flat, and I think we all said that, he was flat, but he was dry. And
Yeah.
in bodybuilding, when you're dry, you stand out.
Yeah.
Everybody's lean. So, but being dry and obviously being dry and full is better than being dry and not full.
Right.
So again, if Hottie stays dry and gets full tonight, he's gonna take it. It's very close though. It really
So
is very close.
I didn't notice this in the stream, but I did looking back at it.
Mhm.
One of Hottie's legs is undersized
Yeah,
compared to his
it's
leg.
actually his right leg, and it's the
Yeah.
leg that he uses on his side chest and side tricep. So I don't get that.
Do you think that's just probably most likely probably had some kind of injury that he's been dealing with and
It's
kind of
it's
been pushing
been it's
through?
been getting worse and worse over the years, so it's probably that. But because I don't, he does a lot of lunges, so you would figure they would even out.
Yeah.
So it's something like that.
I also
Also,
I also go ahead. Good.
no, but over the years that Hottie's been doing this, it
Yeah.
seems like he has control over his upper body to the right and his leg to the right, even though it's the smaller leg. And I don't think he's able to change himself to where he could do his side chest from the other side because I think his leg probably looks bigger from the other side, the other leg.
What do you think? his issue is the leg. Do you think it's a nerve thing? Do you, since it's been kind of because even his legs were a little downsized last year compared to the year he won.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know what's going on because he trains like a maniac, as you see.
He trains like a maniac. Yeah.
He's incredibly strong. So I don't know.
You
I
know,
don't know what he's
it
doing.
could just be the fact that he goes to total failure on movements that he uses both legs, and it just could be that that's the more dominant leg. And when he
Yeah,
does something like a Smith machine strip squats, because
yeah,
he's not doing drop sets on the lunges. But
yeah.
if he were, then each leg would go to total failure. But if one leg's more dominant than the other, and you do strip sets of squats, the stronger leg is going to actually be get less stimulation. The stronger leg is going to be less stimulated. It's actually the weaker leg that's going to be bigger because that's the one that
Right,
goes to further failure.
right. Gotcha. That makes sense. Does does what does Hadi need to do to win the Olympia tonight?
He needs to come in fuller and stay dry, and he
Yeah,
needs to
yeah.
also put another coat of paint on.
Is there a way for him that he could win tonight? You think? You think there's a
I
way he
think
could
so.
overtake him?
I think it's very close. I think after last night, I have Hadi ahead by just a teeny bit. Um, I think as the prejudging moved on, I think Hadi got harder. I think Samson faded bad, and I think Derek started to hold a slight film. Whereas he initially, when he walked out, he looked really crisp, and he did seem to hold it all the way up. But at the very end, when they were comparing Hadi and Derek next to each other, Hadi looked drier.
One guy I was again who I was really impressed with, who finally put it together, is um, Andrew Jack. I think Andrew Jack looked pretty incredible
They were right
yesterday.
about what they were saying. People
And
were
then he
saying
looked,
that, yeah.
yeah, he just looks but he looked round. He was conditioned enough to where he still looked impressive, and I don't think he made the mistake that Samson made, where he dove too down in the conditioning to where it kind of hurt his body parts got started getting smaller. Where I think Samson went. Samson looked skinny. I was like, really, I don't know what happened there.
Samson was flat for one,
Yeah, yeah,
but he might have also over dieted. He could have. And see, it's tricky with someone like him because I think his focus was to get his glutes shredded, and his glutes aren't that big. So
right,
they also, being small on him, if he didn't try to put muscle on it and just get him shredded, they may be the last thing to get really shredded on him. In which
right,
case, everything else is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and it
right,
doesn't have the same wow effect that he did before.
right.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to him.
Do you think that what? So what about between Nick Walker and Martin? Who do you think won that battle?
I think Martin did actually.
I did too. I did too. I thought,
I think Martin looked really good. His symmetry, his silhouette from the front, and his he was also dry, and he looked in better condition than Nick. He really did. And you know, you put Martin next to Nick, and what you see is Nick's big midsection. That's what you
yeah.
see.
But I Nick, it was all. It seemed like it was all midsection. His legs were super up and down from the front, anyways, like the quads, and it just he has his width. He doesn't really have a lot of shoulder width, like crazy width, so it just looked. He just looked like body parts thrown, like muscle thrown together. You know what I
So
mean? It just
here's part of the problem with his legs, and it's not the entire problem. Cormier brought it up earlier when they were talking. He's keeping his feet positioned like this. Okay, so when you do this, the leg is like this, so the outer sweep doesn't get seen, it gets cut off.
right,
Okay, visually, because you're like this, your legs are twisted like this. So what they need to do is keep the knees forward and just kind of like push your legs and your quads out like Kevin Levrone did. That's why his legs were so wicked. You know, Kevin never stood with his feet so far apart. Ronnie never stood with his feet. Sean Ray, no one did in the 90s.
do you think that
We knew better.
do you think he stands that way because he doesn't have a sweep? So if he stood with his feet way more forward,
No,
it would
I think he
almost make it
stands
look
that
even
way
more up and
because
down.
his posing coach is an idiot. Whoever he is, I don't even know who he is, but
Right.
whoever's teaching, they all do it. They all
Yeah.
think that keeping their legs further apart makes their inner thighs look good when it doesn't. Okay. If even if your legs there's no gap, and you can get away with keeping your legs further apart. The aesthetic from the eye, what the eye sees, okay, and everyone's eye is an artist, whether you know it or not. If you see the angles of the kneecaps being out further than the shoulders, it doesn't look right. It looks like this. It doesn't look like this.
Right.
And that's their problem. They're working with people that are ignorant of art and angles, and because they don't have the proper coaches telling them, they look stupid. And I don't, there's no other word. People say, you look, it's also, this goes into physique too. Okay, you can't tell me that these guys that are in physique, their lats are this big. I mean,
Right.
they're, are you kidding me? Oh, so you know, Ryan or Ali, you're telling me your lats are bigger than Derek's,
Right.
who doesn't stand like that? So it looks
Right.
stupid. To some point, you're like, you know, and then they get the further it's like, what are you doing? Are you doing a side lateral on stage? What are you doing? Like
Right.
you don't look right, and you're exaggerating it, and you're exaggerating something that looks stupid. So it looks even more stupid.
We were talking about this before we started. What does Nick's obviously not gonna crack the top 4 or 5 tonight. He's probably in sixth at best, I think.
Yeah.
Where does he? What does he do after tonight? What's the next? If you're, let's say you're his coach, what do you lay out for him then for the next 3 4 months? Do you have him do the Arnold? Do you
Okay.
have him relax? What do you do? Have him do?
Here's the thing, right? Nick is not going to lose all that muscle. But what he does need to lose is the distension in the midsection and get it back to where it was when he won the first Arnold Classic. When he won the Arnold Classic, he looked, I think that's the best look he ever had so far. Okay.
I
Fix
agree.
fix the posing with his legs, bring them in. Keep your feet being too far positioned outward, bring them in slightly so people could see the outer sweep. Learn how to pose better. Like his hamstrings are massive from the back, but
Yeah.
on a side shot, they don't hang. So why is that? Or is he, maybe he needs to squat down a little lower? He needs to work with it. But what he hasn't done is he hasn't improved his posing at all in the past 5 years, at all. Every pose he does looks exactly the way it did 5 years ago. So you can't say you're working on your posing. You may be repetitive, but you're repeating something that isn't the best look for your physique. You need to find that out first and then repeat that.
So that's the posing thing. But what from
Oh,
you
I,
mentioned the
I honestly
distension
think
stuff. What does he do?
I honestly think he should cut back the food and fast, because if he fasts, his intestines, they're not always constantly moving food through them. Because when you do that and you eat a lot of food and you take a lot of growth hormone, you get organ growth. And I was saying to you before, listen, I'm not like, ooh, it means telling the secrets. Everybody knows these guys take growth. They've been doing it since we started doing it, way back before anyone did it. So they're just doing what we've been doing forever, and they're doing a lot more of it. And the difference between the guys in the 90s and these guys now are accessibility to growth hormone, number one. And because we were just really learning about it and learning how to take it, we didn't take that much. So you didn't see people's heads get big and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when you see somebody's head get large, okay, it's a direct relationship. Actually, you need to hear this, because everyone needs to hear this because it's important. When you start to see over years and years and years a bodybuilder's head get large, just understand that that's bone. The heart is getting way larger faster. The lungs, which are always breathing, and the heart, which is always pumping, that gets way larger faster. And what the thing with growth hormone is that it doesn't really take a lot to build muscle and burn fat. So when you take way more than a certain amount at one time, all that excess goes to build organs. And bodybuilders just don't understand that more isn't better. Is same, like, Jason was saying last night. Everybody wants to take shortcuts, but what are the shortcuts? More tren, more steroids, more growth hormone, more insulin. But what does that lead to? That leads to muscle cells developing so quickly that they don't really get to have a structured to them the way they should. And so what you start seeing is like blurred separation because the muscle grew so quick it kind of morphed where the lines of the separation should be. You know, and that's the difference between Nick's leg and let's say Keon's leg, where Keon can lock it out and you see striations everywhere, but you still see the distinct three heads of the quadricep. And you don't see that in Nick's quad.
I
So
want to.
I think he
I
needs
want.
to fast
Oh,
and shrink his stomach down. And in the process of doing so, he won't lose any upper body weight. He'll lose glycogen in the muscle and be flat for a while. But I think his off season shouldn't be an off season of building muscle. I think it should be an off season of stripping down the weight in the areas that he doesn't want, like the midsection.
so once he does that, how do you go from doing that to entering like a pre-contest phase? Like what? Then what's the next step? So if
Well,
he's if he
if he starts by doing fasting multiple days a week and trying to trim his midsection down by not using his intestines as much, his metabolism is going to be much more sensitive. So he'll be able to it'd be much more efficient. See, that's another thing that bodybuilders don't do is they don't reset their bodies. And
yeah
when you fast, like if you're eating 5,000 calories a day, the amount of energy and work that puts on your intestines and your whole digestive system is tremendous. So if you could get the same results instead of eating 5,000 calories a day, eat 3,000 calories a day, but those calories are efficient because you just fasted once a week or something like that. And so you don't need 5,000 calories a day because 3,000 actually is a lot because you went a whole day without eating. So when you do that, you know, a little bit goes further. And that's what we need to do with bodybuilding so we can continue to make the most out of the least. We do this with weights. We don't try to lift the heaviest weights. We try to make the lightest weights feel heavy by
yeah.
flexing through the movement and squeezing. And Nick does that already. So he has to understand the same thing goes with the organs and the inside of the body, not just the outside.
This guy, Tony, the pod boss, he said that I don't know if I didn't. I've never seen Chris Aceto say this, but this guy is saying that Chris Aceto said that Andrew doesn't take GH at all. I don't recall Chris ever saying that, but I would. Um, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what these guys. Who knows what these guys are doing behind the scenes?
And you know what? Unless unless Andrew tells me himself hooked up to a polygraph, I'm not going to believe it.
I think you can.
I'm
I
not. I
think
don't think you can
yeah,
get to that
yeah.
level. That I don't think you can get to that level without it.
I think
I
if you're
just don't.
competing, I think to me that's the same as when Dana Lynn Bailey said she was natural and won the women's physique Olympia. I
I mean,
don't.
I don't think Michael Owen's natural. So,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't.
but I
Again,
think
I
he
don't
looks
know.
incredible. And if I could trade my physique with anyone in the world, I would actually trade with Michael O'Hearn because he keeps looking better as he gets older. So I
I know
don't
he's
know what
crazy,
he's
right? In his
doing, but I think
fifties.
if he shared it with everybody, that would be worth millions.
I think Michael Hearn's just a master troll. To be honest, I think he knows exactly. He just rage baits people into being like, I don't know, I'm natural. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's. I think it's kind of comical at this point. So that's Nick. Do you think Nick is still capable? Like, because his goal is he wants to be Mr. Olympia. That's like his. I need.
Yeah.
We were. I was talking to Armand last night about this after the prejudging. Like for him, anything short of listen, he's even with him off, he's still sixth best bodybuilder in the world, which is incredible, right? But
Yeah.
if he's still obviously capable of winning pro shows, etc. But I don't see him ever winning the Olympia after
I
what I saw
mean,
from that.
if he took his competition and locked him in the bathroom, he'd win.
Yeah, but
You
but
know?
but I don't think he can ever be. If everyone's at their best, I don't ever see
No,
him winning. Or
no.
if
But
if
I also, I want to, I want everybody who's a fan of bodybuilding to understand this. Okay, Nick blew his load. He did too much stuff in a
yeah
short period of time,
yeah
too fast, and you can't go backward. So for everybody out there who's starting bodybuilding right now, and I believe that this is something that's similar to what Hani told Phil Heath. I can get you to be Mr. Olympia next year, but you know, we don't know how long you're gonna be Mr. Olympia. And they didn't. They didn't go nuts, right? So these guys that are
he
going
sat
year
out
after
his
year.
first couple of years of doing the Olympia.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right. And look at him today. He's so healthy. He looks incredible. You know, everybody should try to be what Phil is, because Phil is incredibly healthy right now, didn't sacrifice his health, won multiple Olympias in a row, made history, and and he's good. He's not like no disrespect, but he didn't have to do what Ronnie did, and he was really close to tying his record.
Yeah, I think too with guys, for everyone who's asking about Armand, he's supposed to join later. I think he's doing something with his family, but he should be on later. King isn't going to be able to make it tonight, unfortunately. Um,
Saturday
but
night, King's at the club.
yeah. He's at the kids club now. He's domesticated, right? He's different guy now. But with Nick, you mentioned like, and I agree. I think the year he won the Arnold, which was what, 4 years ago, right? He
Yeah.
won it 4 years ago. If you look at the difference between how he looked then, like
His
facially,
head was smaller.
his head, he just looks so
No,
different
let's
now. Like,
let's listen. We can't pull it up right now. But one
yeah,
of these guys, after watching this, either Ivan or Superset Man, or one of these guys will watch this and they'll do a video and they'll show the size of Nick's head grow from competition to competition.
yeah,
Nick, if you see this, man, please don't be upset with me, man. I'm a big fan of yours. I met your parents. I think you're awesome, dude. But I also know that, if you want to get better, you may need to think this one thing through. Okay. And this is for everybody. Okay. Nick Walker or any bodybuilder hits their peak. And let's say by doing so, the cycle consisted of X. Okay. It doesn't matter what it was. It was X. Okay. By doing cycle X, bodybuilder Y achieved the best physique in his life.
yeah,
Now, now bodybuilder Y is doing another show. What does bodybuilder Y think? Bodybuilder Y thinks he has to do X plus.
yeah,
No. What you need to do is take enough time after said X cycle that you desensitize your body and reset your tolerance so that you can do X cycle again and maybe even less, because you
right,
don't want to continue to do copious amounts of growth hormone. You get to a certain level with it and you've reached a per peak look and you need to let it go, because that's
yeah,
the one drug that will make you look worse. Sean Clarita, when he put on that size and his midsection got distended, it never went back.
yeah,
I love his
yeah.
physique, but if he could have, and again, Matt Jensen is the one person in common here. By the way, Matt Jensen actually, I actually coached him before he ever took gear.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. He
And
was one
what
of my
was
clients.
was that relationship
It
with
was
Matt?
just, it had nothing to do with gear. It was just
Yeah,
training and
because
diet.
he was
And
he was a natural bodybuilder, I think, at first.
I don't even
Uh,
know if he was a competitive bodybuilder, but he was natural when I knew him, and I have nothing but positive things to say about the guy. So I don't know what all happened, but I had a good relationship with him, and he
I
was
know
a he
Matt.
was a good student,
I think Matt, from what I've heard, his cycles for guys were pretty up there. I know Nick.
Again, this was before he took gear, and none of our discussions were about gear. So when I heard these things too, I just was like, man, I wish he would have spoke to me about this stuff before he went and telling other people, because I think if everybody doesn't know this, I'm probably the most conservative. Maybe Chris Aceto is. I don't know what he does, but I'm very conservative. And my whole thing is don't build a tolerance. Why take 1,000 milligrams if 500 is working good? Let's, for example, for test, right? So the more tests you take, then the more other things you got to take because you're taking more tests. Now you got to take a DHT blocker or estrogen, this and that, and a Remedex or Noveldex or something. You just got to keep taking more and more stuff. And everything that you take is just one more thing your body has to process. Unfortunately, these new people today, they don't get that. They don't understand that the more you stress your body out, the harder it is to get dry. And that's a fact. Okay. It's not just cortisol, it's a lot of other things too that you just can't get crispy, dry, and full if your body is polluted. And
Yeah,
anybody will tell you that if your liver is toxic, then your kidneys are going to be under strain. If your kidneys are under strain, you're not going to get dry. And again, a lot of these guys also don't know how to use minerals like potassium or even sodium. And that's another reason why a lot of them are flat. Like once
Yeah.
you cut the water, you actually need to keep the minerals high, or else you will lose vascularity, and what little water's in you, you'll lose. So to keep you from getting flat, you do need to use things like potassium, but unfortunately, people are just scared of it. They don't understand how to use it right.
I know Nick is working now with Kyle Wilkes, who I know from I'm originally from New Jersey, so I know Kyle from Jersey. I have no idea what Kyle's protocols are, but Nick seemed to have really improved with him when he did the show in May. So
Yes.
I'm so confused on what happened from May till October. It's been 5 months. Like I have no idea how that regression kind of happened in that short of a time frame. I think. Do you think he was just trying to play too much of the freak factor, and that really backfired on him? And
Yeah,
just like
I do.
I
I
think
do.
that's
But I think he should he again, he knows what he looked like the morning of the Arnold Classic. He knows. And if he compares
yeah.
himself to that, then he knows that he hasn't looked as good since then. So you gotta, go back to the drawing board and figure it out.
There's another guy. We'll move off Nick now. Another guy who I think was really. I don't know if to bring out the guys yet. Another guy who I thought was really good, almost overlooked, was Tonio. I really like Tonio's physique.
Tonio nailed his condition. He looked really
I
good.
thought I thought he looked real. I think if that guy was a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
he could really. I think he could have moved past Nick, to be
And he
honest. If
will
he
be though. He's put on
he's improved,
consistently over the years.
he improves every year. He's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But that's a guy who, when he improves, could move past Nick at some point. I thought Goodvito was really good. He just needs to get a little bit bigger. I don't know if he's going to move past Nick. But where? Let me Keon. You saw Keon last night. Where would Keon stack up in the open lineup? Would he have made the top
In
six?
in this open lineup,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
he would be right ahead or behind Martin.
So you think he would have been that top five?
You'd be top six, top five or
Yeah.
six. Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
have him ahead of Nick?
Yeah.
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 So yeah,
Because
I think
bodybuilding
so
is
too.
about shape and symmetry,
Yeah.
and listen, it's also about being. It's not just about the muscle. It is about being lean. Nick had the muscle, but he didn't have the shape, symmetry, and he also didn't peak. So yeah, I would have him ahead.
Did someone mention that Armand coached? We'll let Armand speak on that if he comes on. Um, why can't Milos figure out Beirut's body? I thought Beirut looked pretty good.
I think Barrows also needs to keep his legs closer together, and I think that would help with them looking bigger. I think he should do like, focus on the teardrop, the quads right above the knee, because that's what he needs. His leg from the side looks great. His upper quads look great. It's just the part
His
down by the
hamstrings are
knee.
really good too. It's the
Hamstrings are
sleeve.
very good
Yeah.
too. Glutes are good too. I think his actually glutes are too big, and I think he should back off on training them. I think you should train his hamstrings more, maybe twice a week. I don't know if he's doing that already, but I think that. And everything that King said about him not holding the pose, and I think they knocked him down for that because he still did it a little bit. Listen. I'd like to ask him myself whether initially when he would like squeeze the glutes and let him go and squeeze them, let him go, was that in his mind to create that wow effect? Like, wow, look at my glutes. That I pull it back. No, I'm in such control of my body. Look at
I
them
don't know.
again.
I've never seen that anybody ever do that
I've
before.
never seen anyone else do it either
It's usually people
with
like
their
squeeze it
glutes.
and
With
make sure
with
they're
their
in there, and
glutes.
yeah.
We've seen him do it with other body parts, but not with their glutes.
I thought Beirut was pretty good. I just think his legs, even whatever his posing's a little off maybe, but I just thought his legs in general, or at least the quads, not his legs,
Yeah.
his quads.
Yeah.
If they were up a little bit, he could be really good too. His conditioning was really good. His back was
Yeah.
really good. He had a lot of devastating shots. I
Great
think
shoulder to
Beirut is
waist
good.
ratio.
Yeah, I
Good
think
ab and
Beirut
thigh.
is. Yes, yes. I think he's like I hate saying it this way. He's like a poor man's hottie in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I thought he was really good. I mean, this guy's saying, did you pay attention to Keon's distended abdominal muscles? They were
Yeah. Yeah.
spreading out like
Of
Phil Heath.
course. Yeah. Lee Haney had that too. He's
So
got a very similar to the way Lee Haney's abs look,
he
actually.
has that. He has that.
It's split in the
A lot of people
middle.
are saying that about Keon's stomach. I thought Sean's stomach was looking pretty distended.
Well, I mean, again, he's got a very small hips. He's got a very, pelvis, and so when you get any organ growth and you have the small hips, it's going to kind of come out over the edges, right here, and it sticks out over the posing trunks. And when that happens, you just it throws your whole look off.
Do you see any guy in this Olympia lineup who is able to go on that like 6 year run of winning the Olympia?
Yeah, I think Derek could. I think,
You think so?
yeah, because he's young enough.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, because Samson and Andrew are both almost guys. Dave is actually at the show, so he'll do a big post wrap up at tonight.
It-
Um,
So, by the way, did you notice that it ends up really, if you really want to boil it down, it's Chris Aceto versus Hani Rambod.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
It really
Chris
is.
and D,
No,
Chris,
because listen, Derek used to work with Chris.
I
I mean,
remember
used to work
with
with
Hani,
Hani.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and he's upset about it the way he looked last, and the way he looked last got him third. So now he kind of wants to say, look how much better I am with
yeah,
Chris, but at the same time, Hani's training Hadi, and Hadi looked really good.
yeah. And Hani wants to beat Derek, right? Because some things were said by Derek after the Olympia from about how he felt about Hani, and he wants to show Derek up too. So there's definitely
That's
that
exactly what
rivalry.
I was saying. Yeah,
Dude, Aceto
exactly.
might theoretically win the Open, the 212. No, not the 212. The Open, the Classic, and the Men's Physique tonight. Because
Who who's he? Is he working with?
he has
Oh,
Ramon.
Ramon.
Ramon. I actually
Let's
had
talk
Terrence
about this
Ruffin
really
win.
quick since we're on
Yeah.
the subject of classic physique,
Yes.
and they haven't been they haven't finalized it come out yet. I really like Terrence Ruffin. I
I
thought
had
he
yeah.
really brought it.
I had Terrence. I was doing the play-by-play with two other guys this afternoon. One was a Robert Timms, and
Mm,
we had another men's physique guy on. And I think we kind of all thought I definitely had Terrence in first. I thought Mike, because he had to lose so much weight in such a short amount of time, he looked kind of flat in his upper
he
body.
did. Yeah,
He looked
he did.
he
Especially from
and
the back. I think Terrence's rear lower bicep just smashed him.
dude, his
So much more
adductors were
detail.
crazy. His presentation. He's the best poser in any division for
Yeah,
sure.
and he's really represents classic well. He's got a very classic physique.
Because the guy who they're going to pick now is going to be the standard, right? The representative, and I just thought he was so impressive.
I don't think we're going to have another Bumstead in
No,
this lineup. I don't see it.
no, no.
So, although
Then
they may pick the standard, it's a standard that will stay until another person like Bumstead comes in, and then they'll be the new standard. That's all or
I,
none again.
I think the next Bumstead is playing football somewhere in college or something like that. You know what I mean? He's not.
And probably the best move for him, unless he
Yeah,
actually is the next Bumstead, and then probably the next Bumstead would make more money.
make more money. Yeah, but Bumstead and Arnold are like one of one, right? Or two of two, I
Yeah.
should say. But um, I thought Terrence was devastated. I mean, Dave and Chris, I saw their wrap up. Chris, of course, has Ramon winning, which that's his guy. But Dave had Mike winning. Oh no, Dave had Ramon winning too. I'm sorry. And they actually had, I think they had Terrence in third, but I really think Terrence did enough. Like when I watched that whole prejudging, first of all, I will say this: they have way too many guys. It
Oh yeah,
was it
it's
was
crazy.
it was 60 guys, 60.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
insane.
watch you watch it. They all come out in groups. Uh, we'll answer this question in a minute. They all come out in groups, and then they all come out for their individuals. So each individual guy gets like a 1 minute to do their thing.
Right, right.
That's an hour of them just doing that, and now they're coming back out a third time to do the confirmation round. So
Right.
I think they're changing it now. You got to win a couple shows to qualify, so which is great. This guy asks, "What does Guru Amin think of men's physique guys, and what do you think they are taking?"
Well, I think they're taking. I think everybody's taking about the same amount of stuff. I think men's physique guys probably would be better for them if they don't take growth hormone because they just don't need it, and I think
Yeah,
it would make their physique not look as crispy.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think if you're smart in your men's physique, you just leave growth hormone alone. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
The
But
two
I
guys
do
who are,
think that again, that, look, if you're into bodybuilding, then you know this, okay? China, where everybody gets all their raws from,
yeah.
the main labs that were making all the UGLs were also making fentanyl, and they got shut down. And there was only one lab that didn't get shut down that's doing all this, and they don't have enough to make all the orders for Primo and Masteron. So Primo and Masteron, it's either fake, it's not real, or you're really lucky if you have it. And those are two. I mean, you can't. You could just dive for a show with test, but like I said, you need all this other stuff.
Oh, I'm
But
on
with
to
Primo, you
you.
don't. Yeah, you don't need like a Remedex with Primo. You don't need Masteron is your Remedex.
Armand,
That's all you need.
what's
Those
going
two
on?
together work
What's
great.
up? What's up, guys?
What's
So we got a
I'm
mean
glad you came because
Amon
I
and
want to eat
Armand
something.
on here, so that's gonna be
Yeah,
a nightmare for some people, but whatever.
yeah. I've been sick all day. I've had a 102 temperature. I woke up sick.
No, if you got to cut out, dude, don't feel bad.
No, I'm
So,
good. I've been resting all day. It's crazy. I haven't been sick in forever.
Dude,
And I'm
I
like,
understand. You're sick and tired of watching the damn show last night.
yeah,
You're
man,
like-
dude.
you
So
watched,
it
you
was
stayed up so late, your ass got sick for real.
no, dude. I stay up later anyways lately because I've just been running around my son lately a lot of different places. Just wearing my body out. So when you
how old's your son, Armin?
post you, my son, he's 6. My daughter is almost 11.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
You had him at I feel like you had it because you're under 40, right?
I'm almost 42.
So you had him at like I feel like a good age because I feel like you're still young enough to hang around with them. And I work with Dave.
Yeah.
Dave I am at his office and he has like 3 young kids and I see him
Yeah.
around chasing them.
Yeah, it's a lot. My son's a lot of work. My son's a lot of work. He's a blast, but he's a lot of work. But it's fun to just that age, like 6, it's when he does MMA and then he does soccer. So he does. I don't know if you guys remember Guy Mesner.
He used the UFC guy.
Yeah. Pride. He
was
was more known as
Ken
Pride.
Shamrock.
Yeah,
He was like he's winning Shamrock shows.
Yeah, he does his class. He has up at the
Okay.
gym. So I work out like twice a week while Asher, my son and Asher does his class, and
Okay.
yeah. And then it's soccer twice a week, and then soccer on the weekend. So it's just
What do
it's getting into that fun age where they're doing sports and all that. So
What are you gonna do when he wants to get into bodybuilding?
he's not gonna do bodybuilding.
We were just talking about the classic guys, and I was doing the live stream for that with a couple classic pros, and they're just bringing out Bob Chikrella. I thought they're bringing out a bodybuilder, but it was way too many guys, man. I thought last night was long. This afternoon was in 60 guys, man. 60
That's
guys.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, maybe like 20, 25 at the most.
30 max. 30 max.
But they all look the same to me. All the classic guys look the same.
After a while, they all look the same.
I don't know if you guys agree. Yeah, it's kind of like
well, with a height and a weight cap, they all do look the same.
Yeah, it's kind of got where men's physique was. Like I remember when I was judging, and when I judged men's physique, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is taking so long. There's so many of them. Like at local shows, there'd be like 40 in each class, and you're just judging, and they're like they all look the same to me. And that's all kind of classics doing.
Other than the top classic guys, I really didn't know who too many of the guys were. Other than like I know Terrence and I know Mike the Badass and Ramon and those guys, but other than that, I don't really know anybody. And after a while, I'm like, man, it's like a lot. And men's physique. So we did men's physique was 72 guys. 72.
Men's physique and classic physique get a pro card still way easier than the bodybuilders. The bodybuilders still to this day, even though it's watered down a lot, like they still have a lot harder time getting a pro card. With men's physique and classic, they hand out way more pro cards, and there's more shows for them to get the pro card out.
They give a couple per class, and if you're a master's guy, they'll give 2 per the master's class. It's a very watered down, division. But it was
very lucrative.
No, for sure. I mean,
for the league,
some of those like I thought. I mean, listen, those classic guys. I thought we were talking about that. I thought Terrence was really good. There's a couple really good guys.
Michael kind of like like down too much. I don't know.
I was saying
Yeah,
that
he looked a little stringy.
to
Yeah.
me, and I thought his like upper body was like, I don't know if it was flat looking. It just looked, he didn't really look put together as he usually does. So
Yeah.
some guy gave us a $4.99 tip, but he didn't ask a question. But thank you for the tip, guys. When does this show get going? It looks like it's about to start. Armin, we were talking, me and you stayed on for a little bit after the open prejudging. Me and Amin were talking to. What does, after being able to soak everything in that happened last night, who is your top 6 now? Like, how do you see the order going?
Well, I think I saw some other videos other than the live, like of Samson, and I thought Samson is worse. Like I think I have Samson like at third or fourth. And
I
I think
agree.
I don't think Samson was flat. I just think he lost muscle.
I
I mean,
agree.
I think he just lost muscle, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look for him, and I don't know what he does from here and all that. But I don't think. I think I see Hadi coming back because this is how Hani does all the time. I see Hadi coming back a lot better, so hopefully he'll get the second spot, and then the third hopefully Andrew, and then fourth maybe Samson. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Third or fourth.
I almost have Andrew in second. Like after watching it, a couple things, I think I have Andrew in second and Hadi third, and Samson fourth now, and Derek
Samson
winning.
looks stringy in a lot of poses. I
His
watched it over again, and people send me videos from the show, and he looks stringy in a lot of poses. And you can't look stringy on the Olympia
No.
stage for
no,
bodybuilding.
I think they're about to do the men's. Are they doing the
I
confirmation
think
round?
Samson overdieted to get shredded glutes, and he didn't end up getting shredded glutes. He just ended up losing his glutes and his
He just
back.
ended up looking small, right? He
Yeah,
just looked,
Just got small.
yeah, his
Too much
glutes are
cardio, too much
small.
stepper, probably not enough food too.
I don't know if you ever
do you-
see him train, but like he has his like own gym, I think at a
Yeah, I
house
saw
or
that.
whatever.
Yeah,
He doesn't really train. He doesn't really train that hard. Like for someone of that size, he just kind
Well,
of
I've
takes
never
it
seen him do
easy.
drop sets like Hadi.
No. He don't do any of that stuff. He
As a
don't
matter of
do any
fact,
of that
I've
stuff.
never seen anyone do drop sets like Hadi.
Hadi's a
Hadi
hard
almost
worker.
trains in a way though that I feel like he's gonna get injured soon though too.
He
I
will.
feel like
Yeah, he
Hadi,
will.
yeah.
I
You know,
think
if
he
you
did. I
if
think
you
that's why his leg is atrophied. I think
Yeah,
he
it's one
did.
leg. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
could be from his back. You know, because a lot of
You
guys.
know what, Armand? I agree with you because it could have
Yeah.
caused some nerve problem. That's why it's shrunk
I think a
from the
lot of
back.
guys that don't have calves, a lot of them, it's nerve damage from back injuries from squatting so heavy. Because these guys today, a lot of them will post videos just to squat real heavy, just to get a good, IG
In the
clip.
IG, yeah.
Yeah, and they're harming their back, and they don't understand. Once you compress all that stuff, like I've got a really bad back. I got some car wrecks not a couple years ago, and it caused nerve damage in my back severely, and so all that stuff really affects how But I refuse to have back surgery. Didn't you have neck surgery? I mean,
I do. Yeah, I have a 2-level fusion, 5, 6, and 7 titanium in my
yeah.
neck.
How did that work out?
I wish I didn't do it. Actually,
Really?
you know Abbas Katami?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of my clients for years too. We're friends. He had the same problem, but he got it done in Germany, and they didn't use a metal plate. They just put the spacers in where the discs are, and he doesn't have any metal in his neck. So I wish I would have done that.
Yeah, I heard. Like, I think I spoke to someone that said he got that. Like, was it a disc replacement, like with a kind of like a
Yeah,
jelly type deal?
yeah,
How does he
exactly.
feel?
I mean, he said he feels great.
Why did he go to Germany? Is that the only place that was doing
That
that
was the
type
only
of
place that they did it
procedure?
like that without leaving the metal in.
I think the United States is so. I mean, spine surgery, neck surgery, back surgery. We're so far behind in what we can,
It's horrible.
actually do. They perfected shoulder replacements, knee replacements. I used to work in the
Hip,
OR for a couple years,
hip
and
too.
I was an
Yeah.
OR rep. Hip. My client just had a girl. She just had hip surgery. She recovered extremely fast, and the spine they just don't have down, unfortunately.
So here we go. It's crazy how degenerative you can become with a spinal injury too. It's just it changes your whole life.
It'd be interesting to see the advancement of stem cells and how they regenerate the discs.
Well,
you got stem
when I
cells
did
on run, right?
Yeah, when
Arlen
I
did,
did the stem cell, so first I was talking to Dr. Khan. Everybody thought it was Dr. Khan. That was the one that kind of got out there first, and we had him on RX and all that. And so I had planned to go see Dr. Khan, and he was giving me a discount, which wasn't much. It was still extremely expensive. And he was telling me they put the stem cell inside the disc, right? And then they do put exosomes around it. And he was telling me this is gonna heal you. Okay. And so then I went, when me and Dave went down to Mexico to see that stem cell clinic that Ronnie goes to on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He told me him and Khan used to use the same stem cell place. And then he was saying Khan switched to another one because it was cheaper. With stem cell, you got to be very careful what comes from because it's stepped on a lot. If you don't handle it right, it's a lot of factors.
They die, yeah.
Yeah. So when I went there, they told me that they can't put stem cell in the disc. So, and I'm like, okay, well, Dr. Khan said you could. And so I said, what are we going to do then? And they're like, we're just going to do exosomes. And some PRP. I'm like, okay, whatever. So when I watched the video and I let my friend watch it, he's a pain doctor in Montana, which I went and saw him for a little bit of stem cell on my shoulder and back 6 months ago. He said, man, what they did for your back, it was just all PRP. And because I remember when they took my blood, they took tons of tubes for PRP. And then when they did my shoulder injection, guided, I mean, the syringe was like 1.5 inches. You can't get in a shoulder. You can't get in a shoulder capsule, especially a big shoulder like mine, unless you use like a 3-inch thing. So my friend's like, dude, they didn't even put the stem cell in your shoulder, so it's not even going to help it. And so I was a little disappointed in that whole thing. I think the only thing I noticed I got better when I used to shrug both of my shoulders. I would feel like the left side wouldn't really contract, and then that's the only thing I noticed got better from the whole thing. So,
was your spinal? Was that just mostly your car accidents, or was that training related to? You think?
I got hit. Well, I had neck injuries from playing soccer. All the heading and all that kind of stuff because that herniates disc, pretty bad. So once I got into bodybuilding, I already had like a little. My neck was kind of like offset a little bit. I already had a lot of neck issues. But with the car wreck, it was when I was 27. I got hit really hard from behind. At that time, I had a smaller like sports car, and that one messed me up bad. And so I think I also continued to free weight squat way too heavy. I used to squat with no belt. I never used belt.
Man, that's
yeah. So I think I continued to damage the disc. So and then eventually got to a point where I just couldn't free weight squat and do a lot of things just because my neck and spinal injuries.
Can you train now at all, or like can you train normally now? I know you're not probably squatting.
I call it exercising. I don't call it training. Because I go in there and I'll go like 2 times a week for sure. Like I didn't go this whole past week just I've been so busy, but I'll go usually at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, and then I'll do like a little pump up stuff. But I still say a really big size from doing that, and then
you're maintaining muscles a lot easier than putting on new muscle, right?
And then I eat about 3 times a day, and so I wish I could train differently because it's frustrating. When you hurt, it's not fun to work out. So like my spine and my neck, there's good and bad days, but I mean, I wish I.
What do you do to deal with the pain? Being someone who used to use pain medicine and now that you don't, what do you do to deal with it?
Man, I do massage therapy all the time. I do decompression. I have an inversion table at home. I have I bought some different tools at home. What's that called? Shockwave therapy. Yeah, I bought a shockwave therapy tool at home to use, and so I've got all this therapy stuff I use. But I mean, I do all of that,
up, right?
I live in chronic pain constantly.
Yeah.
So I think
if you got chronic pain constantly and you're not taking pain medicine, then you're just dealing with it, right? You're just manning up, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you've dealt with it long enough, it's just it sucks still because you're like, man, I wish I was pain free, but you get used to being in pain all the time. At first, it was really tough,
just like you get used to being on the drugs.
Yeah, but the thing with the opiates, I initially got on the opiates because I had 3 surgeries in a row. I had tricep repair surgery. I had 2 sinus. No, I had 4. 2 sinus surgeries, and then a hernia surgery, all within a 2-month
Jesus.
period.
Oh my
And the
God.
So you never
doctor,
got off of them.
no, so the doctor, they put me on oxy, Dilaudid, and fentanyl patch. Like, I didn't even ask for any of that stuff. They just put me on that because I had all those surgeries in a row. And then I remember the Dilaudid. This was like maybe 3 months later, and I was like, okay, it's time to get off. I'm done with all my surgeries, and that's when I first experienced the withdrawals, which I never knew how.
How'd you
Like
get off the
how
fentanyl patch?
the fentanyl patch
That was the
wasn't
hardest thing
hard.
for me to get off of.
Really, the
Oh my
fentanyl patch
God.
wasn't hard for me. The oxy and
What strength
Dilaudid
were you
was
on?
really hard.
What's
What were they? 50s, 100, something like that, maybe. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago.
they gave me 100 after my neck surgery, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get off of it. I remember one time I was in the doctor's office and I wanted to come down from like 75 to 50 or something like that. And I was
Yeah.
throwing up in his office because I was going through withdrawal because I couldn't handle it. Taking the and he wouldn't let me come down. He said, I'm leveling you off. I'm not going to let you come down. And then eventually, months of going back and forth, I got all the way down to the weakest patch, but then trying to get it off from that to nothing after my body was so
Mhm.
saturated with it. That's why I did the Ibogaine.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
injuries are tough.
it's crazy because when I was on using a lot of the oxy from my and you gotta remember this was all doctor prescribed, and then
Of course.
I had a when doctors would prescribe me it over the years, because you remember back in the day doctors would write 400 80 milligrams oxys out like it was candy to people. So
Before they found out it was addictive. Yeah, because it was supposed to be
yeah,
non-addictive in the beginning.
yeah, and then so I had all these pills from like years and years and years saved up. So that was a problem too. But when I was trying to get off the oxys, like I got off, like I still had some fentanyl patches, and when I put on the fentanyl patches, it didn't touch my withdrawal at all because I was
Mm.
using so much oxy. So that's what I had trouble getting off of was oxy. But yeah,
What? It's
it's
yeah,
like
man. Injuries are
4 years now.
injuries are freaking just a bitch, man. They're just a bitch to train in. And the only really knock on wood, the only major injury I had was when I tore my quad, and that was a freaking nightmare. I couldn't imagine dealing with
Yeah,
3 surgeries
Hey,
in 2 months.
Armand,
yeah,
I wonder if Ronnie's still taking pain meds.
he is. I'm good friends with all his close friends. He is.
So he's just happy on pain meds. I mean, happy because he's happy. He is actually seems to be
Um,
happy.
So at first he was on a really high dose, and it was how some people
He
react
was on
differently. Like
230s. I saw the video. He
it
was
was an
on
8.
230s at a time.
They had him up to 8. Yeah, 8 a day. Yeah,
830s?
830s. Yeah,
Holy shit.
and
Why didn't they just give
so
him the extended release?
I have no clue. That's what he was on. But with Ronnie, I know at first it was making some people. It gave me energy when I took oxy. I didn't get tired. It was like a
Same
energy
here.
for me. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
same
Some
here.
people were like, oh, so
Vicodin
Someone
was a
just
little different though.
I
Vicodin
just
was a little different.
I just want to comment because someone gave a tip. They said, are you watching the bikini division right
Yeah,
now and these giant fake coconuts?"
some
yeah.
of them are
I,
way too
This
big.
one right
some
here
of
is
it's too
unbelievable.
much, man. Right? It's dude. I was just now that I'm looking
Yeah.
at it, some of these bikini girls got a lot bigger, huh? Than they
Yeah.
used to be. I feel like they definitely put on size from
I
what
mean,
they
it's
were.
the
When they
Olympia, so they're
yeah.
going to be the biggest of the bikini girls.
Yeah. When you go to like a state level, like I had a client, was it 2 years ago? She looked amazing. I mean, like she could have like been on like a pro stage. But the state level, they counted her that she got like 8th place at the show. Girls
She was
beat
too
her that had
big.
like chummy. I mean, she had that. Yeah, she was hard, had cap
Yeah.
shoulders, but girls beat her with like chubby stomachs and stuff. It was weird,
How,
I
why?
used to judge in Texas for 7 years, and now they've got a lot of judges because we used to have a really cool group that judged. We all knew what we were doing, and then we got so burnt out because of certain chairmen came in and they made it not fun anymore, and so
Yeah.
they had a hard time finding people to judge that were qualified. So a lot of the judges now in Texas are not really qualified to judge bodybuilding at all.
Judging a
Okay.
bikini contest.
Yeah. We don't support that at RX.
That happened
I
with
didn't say
Lee Thompson
anything.
a
I didn't
lot.
say anything.
Lee Thompson
It's
show.
it's weird too because you see that with the girl divisions. Like if some girl is too good, they almost penalize her. It's very strange at the state shows. I've seen that
It's very
before too.
different. Very different.
It's really weird. Where like a men's division, if a guy looks like a pro, you're like, oh man, he's gonna win. Like
Yeah.
you got to put
Well,
him.
local
Put him at
favorites. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
So Armand,
Really.
I asked Amin this earlier. If Keon were to have, if yesterday's version of Keon compete in the Open, where does he place?
Maybe sixth.
You think he beats Nick?
Maybe sixth. Yeah. He beat,
Yeah,
he
I
beat
think so.
Nick. Yeah.
I
He
think
beat
so. I had
Nick,
him at six.
but not
Martin.
Martin, right?
Yeah, I don't have him beat Martin.
I don't know. I mean, you just have to see them next to each other. I mean, the problem is this abdominal, right? Like that's really distracting.
Yeah.
For Keon, yeah.
Yeah, for Keon. I mean, I don't know if that just recently got like that in the past few years. I think it did because I don't think it was that bad. I think he got.
It wasn't that bad, but it was always something.
But when he started pushing it harder, I know it got a little worse.
When he was natural, it wasn't that bad.
No. And then he lived here for a while and trained here at Destination, like right down the street from me. But
even last year, it wasn't that bad. I don't think. I think last year was. I think last year was he was. Okay.
I think it's gotten worse since last year. Yeah.
I don't remember noticing it, but you're getting like kind of like how Ronnie Coleman was. It got worse over the years. You remember?
Yeah.
The split. Like, I have it too, but I got it from hernias. My hernia, I've had like 5 hernias.
What do you think? Is there any way of fixing that for him? I mean, Armand, I don't think there is there?
You can do the disc direct eye surgery.
Well, surgery,
yeah, surgery, where they pull down there and pull it together. But I've had 4 clients that have done that, and there's only one person that it was successful on. The others, and it's an extremely painful surgery too.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
They just go on there and they just pull everything together,
Yeah,
So.
I bet it makes everything on the inside kind of jumbled up too.
Yeah.
Do you see anyone, Armand, like that's in this lineup right now that's going to be the next guy to go on a 4, 5, 6 year run for the? I was asking Amin this before too. Do you see anyone doing that?
I don't think so. Like Derek looks great, but then you got upcoming guys like Martin.
Amin said Derek too.
Yeah, Derek. Yeah,
I said Derek because he's young.
Yeah,
Derek.
Yeah, Derek could. I maybe a couple more, but I think some other people might jump in there.
If he,
Martin,
he hasn't won yet.
Derek's
already won, so
yeah.
Listen, Derek might pull it off. Derek might pull it off tonight.
What do you say to a guy like a guy like Martin who's 28, 29, whatever, he's under 30? What do you say to him so that he doesn't push on the gas so much for the next year that he destroys his physique? Like, how do you convince this guy? Be like, listen, dude, just put a couple pounds on every year.
You tell him to put a picture of Nick Walker up in his bathroom.
Yeah.
So
and
Martin,
that ought to stop him from putting the gas on too quick.
When Martin lived here, we trained together. Maybe we worked out at least 6, 7 times together, and we were talking about working with each other for a while. And then I was like suggesting something to do for his arms because he needed to bring his arms up. So it's a funny story. I'll tell it because he was telling people, he's like, Armand's crazy. He shot my arms up with his stuff, and I couldn't even move my arms for days. So I was like, do you want to try it? Because it works. So he put some side enhancement oil in his biceps, and he hated it. He's like, because the pain was so bad. And I was like, I've never had someone complain as much as he did that it was that painful. It was really weird. I was like, he just have a low pain tolerance. And so I'm telling you because he told people like, Armand's crazy. He shot my arms with the stuff. But he's very conservative. His dad was a bodybuilder too, but he's very conservative with, I think, what he wants to go slow and steady. So I think he has that as
I like Martin. I met him last year. I thought he was a really nice guy. I wish the best for him as well.
He does some weird shit. Like I had a client I was training, and he was telling him like things. I was his coach, and then like he was friends with Martin, and Martin was telling him things like to do that I wasn't having him do. And I'm like, stop listening to Martin. He's not a coach. Like I get that it's your friend. And Martin knew I was coaching him, so I thought that was a little disrespectful to Martin. So
no, with Martin though, I think like if a guy like him, if he just puts on like 2-3 pounds every year, he could be really devastating in 4 or 5 years. I think he could. I mean, he's already pretty good now. He's top 5 now. I think in like.
I mean, his condition was much better than last year, so that's a really good start.
Yes, if he just makes these slow jumps every year, by the time he's 34, 35, he could be like right in that top 3 mix for sure. Once some of these guys age out a little bit too.
No, he could be Mr. Olympia eventually if he takes it slow like that. Like he doesn't really have many flaws. Like look, He has a good physique, so I think if he takes it slow like that, he can do really well. But yeah, like being that young, like you really hit that muscle maturity around like the 30 age. Usually, I noticed when my body, but that's when I retired too because I had double shoulder surgery. But
Yeah.
I think he has a good future ahead of him.
I think so too. Do you think that another guy I really liked was Tonio? I think if
Great.
Tonio puts on like a little bit more muscle, again, another guy who takes his time, he can be devastating too. And I think he could bypass Nick at some point.
Tony looked great.
I think Tonio's limiting factor is going to be his clavicle width.
Structure. Yeah.
Structure. Yeah. He's smaller structure for sure. But he's just, I love it. But if a guy doesn't bring it, he'll surpass. He'll just blow by him. He's always on. I think he's really good. I'm really impressed with him. What do you guys think about what does Andrew need to do to win tonight? Is there anything
to
he
win
can do
tonight?
Yeah.
I don't think he can.
You don't think Andrew can win?
No.
Do you
I think the best Andrew is going to be able to be is fourth because I don't think they're going to let Samson drop that far.
Oh, you have him in fourth. Okay. So if do you think Derek's pretty cemented in that driver's seat right now then to win?
It could be between him and Hadi. Either one. It's really close between those two.
I don't know if
I think so. And we'll just have to see tonight what happens. If Hadi comes back insane and Derek's off, boom, Hadi could move in there.
Yeah, Derek needs to dry out some, and if Derek dries out, he'll win. If Hadi fills out, it's going to be really close between those two.
It's still so funny to me that Hani made this big thing about retiring from coaching, and I'm done coaching. I want to spend time with my family, and then he just coaches Hadi for the Olympia the next.
Hadi's Iranian, man.
Hani did that because his athletes did bad that year.
Yeah, except Bumstead was leaving, but then Derek.
Yeah, but the whole Derek thing and all that. That if they did well, he wouldn't have retired. Trust me.
No,
he wouldn't have retired. But he does have a family to spend time with. I'm sure he's burned out. Yeah. He's been doing this for a very long time, and so he's done it well. He's done good.
I'm sure he's not really even coaching anybody besides Hani. I think Hani's just his main guy because.
Well, he's got Ibogen. I mean, what is he? Yeah. He's already very successful.
But it was just hilarious.
He's got the gym here. Yeah, he's got the gym here in Dallas, his private gym, and he trains a lot of normal people with a lot of money, and so that's all he does is write their nutrition programs and stuff like that. So.
I know you mostly work with Dave Armand for your career, but I know you worked a little bit with Hani too, right? What were some of the things Hani did going into a show, like peaking for a show that he did with you?
I worked with Dave 3 years. And then Hani I met, and I worked with him 2 years. But when I met Hani, he don't take on everybody. He's like, hey, listen, I think we can make you a really top bodybuilder if you get your shit together, because he knew I was partying a lot. I went out a lot, and I had a lot of stuff going on. And so the second year, Hani was like, man, I'm really impressed how, because when I went to him, I was like, how Dave is. He's not very aggressive with his protocols at all.
No.
So I'm like, this is all I've been taking. And Hani didn't really believe me. So he's like, well, let's do this first. And I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. And so Hani was good because I think I waited way too. If I could go back in time, I would have pushed it more at a younger age because,
with the PEDs or with bodybuilding?
Yeah, with the PEDs, because I was doing light cycles when everybody at that time I was competing against was doing way more than me. And
what would you consider a light cycle?
I mean, for that level, I mean, Dave's usually protocols like the Gamma test, protocol. Yeah, EQ at first and switch to Trin in the second 8 weeks. Just certain orals. I know Dave doesn't believe in Proviron, which I like Proviron. I think Hani just had me eat a lot more food too. He's like, you're under eating, you're not eating enough food. And so what worked good for me is adding a lot more food. I grew dramatically. And I was also taking Propecia for 6 years. And when I met Hadi, he was like, "Man, he's like, you got to get off the Propecia. It's blocking your gains because I
Yes,
wanted
it
to keep my
does.
hair big time."
It
And
does. The
so
blood big time.
I got off of it, and he's like, "Do you want your hair or do you want muscle?" I was like, "I want muscle." So, um, so but
Hey, and
for
you
the
won
next
both ways. You
year,
got your hair now too.
They have good
yeah,
hair, man. Jeez, you have good hair.
now,
Thanks to
so
Turkey.
yeah, no. So he's like, get off of it. So that year, the next year I got off of it, I gained a lot of muscle and my strength went up dramatically in the gym. So that 6 years I was taking Propecia was holding me back also. You
Oh,
know,
6 years. Yeah, that's.
two for 6 years.
I've heard that with those type of things with for hair that they can really block
I tried
muscle
dutasteride,
damage.
and it's even worse for
It's even
gains.
worse.
Yeah,
I took the
Yeah.
Dutasteride too. The Dutasteride gave me gyno because I was taking it with Dave and I was doing the normal protocol and everything, and then I started like getting gyno out of nowhere, like towards the
Oh,
end.
really?
And I read in the insert about the Dutasteride, and that's a side effect, gyno. And my gyno was so bad that year at Junior Nationals that I got third. And then I talked to the judges afterwards. They're like, "We had you first. You were like way bigger than," because I sucked down for like 215 just a few days prior, but they're like, "Your gyno was so bad we had to count you down because that shows like drug related issues." And
And that
so
era that you competed into was also really difficult because that was like still before the men's physique even was around, right? Or like right when that
yeah,
started, kind of. Yeah, yeah. So you were
yeah,
still in a
so
very different era.
so I had the gyno surgery like immediately after that, like I think like 6 months after that.
I'm so
Someone wrote.
glad I never had that side effect.
Someone
Really?
wrote
I never
just
got
taken.
gyno.
Someone wrote just taken AI. Guys, once you have gyno, like taking an AI doesn't fucking do anything. You have to get it.
Letrozole will help shrink it, but you got to take quite a bit of it.
Yeah, you gotta get it. Just get it out though for sure. You just gotta get it removed, which
That's
is
the best
if
way. Yeah.
You
if
just
you
got
do
to
have
get it
gyno,
moved
yeah, yeah. If you
because
have
I mean
gyno, just get it removed.
another issue, like I held myself back a lot too, was I took way too many anti-estrogens because I didn't want to get gyno. So I was taking like an
Oh my
Arimidex
god!
or a Femara like every single day.
So you got a
Did it crush your
tolerance.
Did it crush your sex drive at all when you did that?
No, it actually didn't, but I've always had an insane sex drive, but it
Yeah,
didn't, but it definitely held, because when you're crushing your estrogen, that's how you need estrogen to grow. And so
yeah.
I did a lot of things that, held me back with the finasteride, taking Arimidex almost every day. So I made a lot of mistakes that I could have been growing a lot more and faster, but it is what it is. We didn't have
That's
that
why
much
you're.
information last
Do you
year.
still like 1,000 milligrams a test? I think it's too much.
Not anymore. I mean, I've been taking just
No,
300 for the
no,
past year.
I don't mean now. I mean like looking back on it.
No, I think it was good for me. Like,
I think a
it was
thousand
good
milligrams
for me.
is a nice number. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people, I think it might be too much for. It makes it a little watery, but I think Hani had me go up to like 14, 1500, and
But what other stuff did you use?
the off
EQ, of
season,
course. Yeah.
EQ, D-ball, and no, he didn't have me use
Anadrol.
insulin. Never use insulin. No D-ball, and then when I started my prep, I did Anadrol.
I wanted your opinion on this, Armand, because you missed this before. But someone said this to
Mhm.
us. He said that Chris. This guy is claiming that Chris said this. So I'm not saying Chris said this.
Chris,
This
who?
guy, Chris
Aceto.
Aceto, sorry. This
No.
guy is saying that Chris Aceto said that Andrew doesn't take GH at all, which is I think is fucking horseshit.
Well, I don't know. I doubt him saying that, but if he did, that's stupid to say. Of
There's
course
no
he
way
does.
that
He takes a good amount of
His
it
head has
too.
also changed, guys. Since he turned pro to now, his head has also
Andrew
changed
Jack.
a lot.
Andrew Jack, yeah,
I don't know
he,
why
Yeah,
people
his
say
face has
stuff like
gotten
that.
bigger.
Yeah, I don't know why people
it's,
say
or
silly
there's
stuff
guys
like
who say they never take insulin, or they only do 500 milligrams of test in the off
I met Phil
season,
Heath, and
or
he told me he
all
never took
this.
insulin.
What's
Well,
that?
Hani
I met
told
Phil
me.
Heath, and he told me he never took insulin. I believe him,
Hani
actually.
to,
I don't think
Hani
he did.
Hani told me that Phil didn't take insulin.
Yeah, I believe him. I don't think he
Yeah,
did. I could tell he wasn't lying to me.
yeah.
Phil's
Hani
Phil
told me.
really is gifted, man. People don't
Yeah,
understand how
Phil's
awesome
one
his
of one.
genetics are.
Phil's one of
I was
one,
saying
man.
this
Yeah.
before you came on
yeah.
the show. I was like, man, if you could be like any Mr. Olympia, you'd want to be like Phil because he won almost as many as Ronnie, but he's in great shape. He's in great health now.
Him
Yeah,
and him or
he looks
Dexter. Him or
amazing.
Dexter.
Dexter
Yeah,
too, but he
no.
didn't win as many as Phil did, is what I'm saying.
No,
So
no,
for
no.
someone who won almost as many as Ronnie and to be like in really good health, that's incredible. Because
But
you
the
don't
thing is
expect
with
that for
Phil,
bodybuilders.
people don't ever talk about Phil, and I'm like, what he accomplished, he
It's
doesn't get the
unreal.
credit at
He was,
all.
No,
dude,
he
easily
doesn't.
He
second,
deserves.
easily second best ever.
And,
Like,
Yeah,
and you know, and also too that the way that they twisted his personal image to make him out to be,
yeah.
he's actually a really nice guy. I
Yes,
don't.
I've never had issues with him.
Yeah, you know. I
We
mean, who
talk on
doesn't? You know.
Instagram all the time. Not all the time, at least once a month. When I was with Hani, I mean, he was posing me on the rooftop with Hani at Nationals 2011. They're like, yeah, man, no one's beating you like at all. And so, like, Phil's always been really nice. I mean, you get a lot of people get. I don't think Phil would just have the personality just to be like extremely friendly like a lot of other guys, and people take that as like arrogance or they're rude. It's just not.
Well, he's
It's just not their
focused.
personality. And you got to remember when you get on that level,
Here we
you
go.
got people bothering you all the time, or
yeah,
wanting
They're
something all the time, and so
they're bringing out the
they're
older
lining
guys
up
now.
now. Yeah.
See how this
mine
works.
must be lagging then.
You might be
I'm
for
ahead
some
of you,
reason.
by the way.
What's that?
Mine's ahead of yours. Yeah.
No.
Mine's lagging.
So let's see what the first call out's going to be.
Margaret.
I wonder if Nick put another coat of paint on and looks any better tonight. I wonder if Hottie put another coat of paint on.
So we had Derek, Andrew, Samson.
I don't know. Mine's lagging. Shoot.
Andrew looks better.
But that
He
happened
already
to me,
looks better.
Armand. What I did was I just exited out and came back in, and it was fine. So
Exit
I
out,
think
come back.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the girl, I still showing the
Let
girls.
me see. I wish Derek didn't keep his legs so far apart either. I mean, he would look so much better if he didn't do that. Chris should know better. Great, both of his guys, Derek and Andrew, their feet are so far apart, and Chris just knows. So he knows better. I don't get it.
Samson looks a lot better to me than he did yesterday. Samson looks significantly better. But Derek looks the same. So
Hottie filled out. Hottie looks like he's a little
filled out.
fuller. It's going to be hard to beat Hottie because he looks better than he did. Let's see if Samson.
Derek still looks amazing.
Derek still wins this shot pretty easily. This back double bicep.
Yeah, well, no one beats him in this shot. Andrew looks better. I got to give him that. They all look better. All of them do. What do you think?
They all actually improved quite a bit.
Yeah. No, Andrew really looks a lot better. He
This guy writes, I'm curious what Marcus' rule cycle was. Who knows?
Marcus on a podcast before, he was like saying he didn't even use that much. He never even used like stuff like Proviron or a lot of other stuff because he never had a coach. He said
he was
just
testosterone and nicotine, bro. All the cigarettes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Super anabolic.
But he seems in really good health today too for being such a monster.
Dude, that dude must have smoked like 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And he just and blew through test, and
I wonder if Marcus was on New Vein because everybody was using it back then.
They all were, man.
They all were, I think. Yeah.
All the bodybuilders I knew, like older than me, even the guys at Goals and Metroflex that weren't even like competing at the top level, they all had their fanny pack and they carried it around all the time. They all were all on it. That and GHB, all of them.
All right, so now they're comparing. Did yours catch up, Armand?
I think so. They got Samson and Andrew in the middle.
Yeah.
Is that caught up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have Andrew beating Samson in this shot.
I do. Andrew looks better than Samson.
Yeah. Samson's
Andrew looks like
he
looks a lot better than Samson. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but he really does.
Dude,
I think Andrew's going to win this next year.
King was saying this. King was saying this like, if Andrew, I still have Derek winning. To be honest, I think he did too much yesterday to win. But he's right about the guy looking like Mr. Olympia. Like Andrew just looks like a freak, right? If he just walked into the room compared
Look
to
at
everybody
that.
else.
He's way better than he was yesterday. Look at the back. Wow. He improved the most. Andrew improved the most.
I think we can safe to say though that Samson's not winning tonight. I think that's
Samson's not winning.
I have Andrew beating him. Like
I have Andrew beating him.
The way Andrew looks right now, I have Andrew beating him too, because Andrew looks way better than he did yesterday.
If they judge how they're supposed to, I think Andrew will beat him.
Andrew was flat yesterday, and he's not flat at all right now. He looks good.
It's great.
Look at that ab and thigh. You can't beat that.
Oh, Samson.
Andrew's frontal bicep and ab and thigh. No one's going to beat that. Look at it. He knows he looks better. He got another coat of paint on too.
You don't really see him being like emotional either.
Well, Andrew's too laid back.
He was never that aggressive on stage, and that's what they told him.
No.
Like, hey, you need to get more aggressive on stage.
Yes,
and that's just not my personality. Where it's like, that's make it your
he's
personality. You got it. It's bodybuilding stage. You got to fight for,
No.
He's like a stoner who doesn't smoke weed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We don't know what he does. So
Yeah.
Well, maybe he does. I don't know.
Like a lot of these guys.
There we go. Where's Nick? There's Nick, all like confused.
Nick probably didn't sleep all night, man. He probably like just stayed late in bed with his eyes open the whole time, just like what happened.
Well, a lot of these guys, we're talking about the oxy and the phenol earlier. A lot of these guys are hooked on the 7-hydro. Bad.
What's that?
7-hydroxy. Yeah.
Oh, here's
7-OH.
Yeah.
Here's Tyler. Thanks for putting this up. This is
2 of the guys in this lineup right now.
This is a really good picture. I think this was sent to Sid, but this is a really good shot here. If you guys are seeing this, where I think Andrew really sticks out in this front double bicep. Derek too.
Martin looks a little flat. I think,
Martin's
he looks a little flat. Yeah. So
does Nick look better?
He looks kind of the same. Yeah, a little bit better, marginally.
A little bit.
I wonder how Brandon's going to do.
Dude, Brandon still hangs around, man. He's still like good enough to do well at this level.
He looks really good, for his age, and so is Bonac too. You got to give them both credit.
Brandon, most of his career, he spent out in oxygen, and he has kids and a wife, so they dealt with like him,
being gone,
being gone all the time.
6
I guess
months,
he just couldn't do what he needed to do at home, or financial wise, I don't know if they took care of him. I heard a lot of these guys that said they were out there, but they weren't taking care of him financially. They just gave him the apartment and to get the gear. They weren't actually paying him. So
I think he realized with Brandon realized he could win a lot of money, like if he won the Arnold and stuff. So he just he viewed it more as a job. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
So he just went and it's like I'll do this for 90 days and make $200,000.
So the way this looks right now, it looks like Nick is ahead of this lineup.
I don't know. I still have I'm not.
But no, by the positioning they have him in. Sorry,
Martin might have dropped a few because Martin looks really flat. Right? Yeah.
Nick looks better than yesterday. He put another coat of paint on, and he's fuller.
Nick does look better. Yeah.
And making sure that he was striking that hamstring as well.
Yeah, Nick could probably still crack the top 5. It's close, but he's not as imposing anymore as he used to be. I don't think. Like I used to be among these group of guys, he would just shit on all of them, and I don't see that here.
Well, I tell you what, there's no question that he's not in the same league as Derek right now. So that's all that hype is all gone. He's not beating.
Oh, with Nick and Derek, Derek's definitely better than him for sure. Yeah.
And Derek was off, and he beat him by 1 point at prejudging, and he was on at prejudging.
Yeah, you're right
he's
about
not
Martin,
on like that right now.
You're right about Martin Armand. He does
look at him.
Flat.
He's so flat. Very flat.
He had that most muscular, and he had like no striations through the chest.
Nothing.
I wonder if he slept too long and didn't get to eat. Like if he fell asleep too. You know how that is, Armand. If you sleep too long, then you miss. Then you can't really get filled out again because you missed that opportunity.
I don't know what he did, but it doesn't look good.
You're gonna get a nod in a minute.
Dude, Brandon looks really good, huh?
Yeah,
he does. He does. Yeah,
I'm really.
It's just so dark. It's so dark. It's just hard to see sometimes.
How about Goodvito, guys? You think he held his own?
Goodvito looks good, man. He looks good.
I expected like he did that online. He would post the most muscular, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this and this." I'm like, "Yeah, but when he gets in the poses and starts running, and he's not going to
Yeah.
be as great as people think he's going to be.
It's
At
the
least right now, anyway.
Michael Crizzo effect. Same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing with Michael Crizzo.
Yeah. He has that crazy most muscular where he looks like
Mhm.
unbeatable, and then
Yeah,
he gets exposed once he gets on stage. I do think Goodvito's better than Michael Crizzo, though.
yeah. Nick looks better.
Nick looks better.
Yeah, Martin's not going to beat him.
Nick can't do a lat spread.
No.
He just
No.
can't do it. Some people just don't. I don't know.
Dude, I really like Tonio's just too undersized. He's not beating Nick or Martin, but he just looks. I just really like his physique a lot. But man, yeah, Martin.
You haven't beating Bonac? I haven't beating Bonac.
I haven't beaten Bonac. No, I don't haven't beaten Martin or Nick. I said, but Martin looks. Martin. No, he's not in the middle. Nick's more. He looks like he's going to take.
See, with Tonio, I think Tonio's about 5'8". We've had him on the show a couple times, but
yeah.
His he just has he's not short, but he has a smaller frame.
Right.
And so yeah, that's the problem with Tonio.
Big delt for somebody whose clavicles aren't wide.
But it looks
the
amazing.
front most muscular. His delts are just huge.
The freaky shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's got to because he doesn't have the clavicle width.
Where is
Martin
Beirut at? Coming out now?
Martin's got good clavicle width.
Bonac has gyno scar. How do you see someone's gyno scars, dude? You're not going to see that.
You go to a bad surgeon.
You'll see the nipple indents too.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I went to
behind
Blau.
I went to Blau too. Yeah, Blau was the best.
You know, he retired. I believe last year was his last year doing it.
Yeah, he has some girl or some female doctor who took his. I'm really glad I went to him before he retired.
Yeah, he was the best.
It was worth it for sure.
I used to tell so many people go to him, and they wouldn't. They'd get a bad gyno job done.
No, man. I have no scars, no nothing from him. He really is the best. Man. is too undersized for this.
Oh yeah,
for this level.
Good frame,
was spot on when he said national guy.
Yeah, King and Jason identify that fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Regan too.
I was just about to say. I think Regan's color is kind of shitty here, but I think Regan is better than here. But even though he's on the end,
has got way better color though.
Beirut looks better.
It's very disappointing. Beirut is the quads.
Just no sweeps at all, right? It's just
weren't his quads better before? Like
I feel like they were. Yeah,
they never were great. Obviously, that was his weaker point, but it just looks really flat here compared to other shows he's done.
He has great hamstrings and he has big adductors. He just has quads of zero sweep to them. It's strange.
How old is he? What is he? Like 30?
Beirut, I want to say he's like 30, 31. I don't think he's that old. He's not young. He's not an old guy, rather. Regan literally looks exactly the same as he does every single year. So he looks the same.
He's just up here. He's just up here. I don't think he's never gonna just push it like he needs to do something. He's happy with that. He makes his money, does the social media stuff, and he's just up here to have fun.
Yeah, he'll win a couple pro shows, and then he'll make the Olympia.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that at all. I mean, he doesn't want to push it. He doesn't want to push it. You know, we know he got scared out in oxygen, so we know he's not going to push it to the limit like a lot of these other guys do.
He got scared so bad that he went to Classic after that.
Yeah, I know.
He got so terrified that he's like, I'm not doing anything. Well, he's like, I got to do Classic. And, that didn't work out either.
Because he got the 300 pounds, but 300 pounds isn't that big at his height, though.
I mean, 6'2", it's not that big. No, it's not.
No, not for his height.
Especially if it's a lot of water.
Yeah.
No. I feel like you minimum have to be 300 pounds at 6'2" in the off season if you're trying to be an open pro.
Yeah.
looks a little bit better tonight, though, I think he was still very flat yesterday. Not enough to do anything, but he looks good.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like his color. I really like his color. I think for somebody who's white, he did a great job.
Someone wrote, "What happened at Oxygen? Did he get clapped?" No, I don't think that happened. I think he just They were making him do protocols he wasn't
They
comfortable with.
they came in the room at different times during the day and had a bunch of syringes and just kept sticking him with shit, and he didn't know what it was. That's what happened.
Yeah. So,
I don't think I'd like that either. You know.
yeah, I know. Like,
That's what my man Tony Hughes told me.
yeah, it's a little.
But they train twice a day too. They train them twice a day usually, most of the because you're just eating, sleeping, resting, training. So most of them train twice a day.
Wouldn't you like? I feel like if I did that, I would end up hating bodybuilding because I'd be so insanely
Burn out.
yeah, I'd be like, fuck this.
You have no
Right.
life.
Yeah.
I know they did it back in the 90s, train twice a day. And I did it for a little bit too. Like I would train back in the morning, biceps at night. But, I think I think that's just a little too much.
Yeah. And you can't, how hard are you able to train if you're training twice a day, right? Like, you can't like push it that hard.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you train and you eat, take a nap, and then wake up and eat and then train, it depends on how your day
Yeah.
is. If you eat enough and you take a nap, you can train pretty good twice a day.
When I was living in Jersey, I occasionally would go train with, do you guys remember Juan Morel?
Mhm.
Yep.
And I would occasionally go train with, dude, this guy trained, Dave helped him too. And Dave would always tell him, dude, you stop training so damn much. And this guy would train like twice a day, eat McDonald's all day long, and just.
He was making cookies, right?
He's a my cookie dealer.
He's the cookies,
his
yeah.
wife, yeah. But that guy trained twice a day.
Mr. G said he stole his whole idea from him, though.
I don't know. I heard,
Yeah,
I know
Mr.
Dave
G
told. I've heard that too. I don't know what.
I talked about that with Mr. G.
Well,
and
Mr.
he was
G's not the
he's
only
pretty
person that had an idea of selling cookies.
Yeah, I know, but I think a certain scenario. I forgot exactly what happened. No, a lot of people sell.
I was the
cookies,
first person to make cookies with the protein
Yeah.
powder. He stole it from me.
One, I don't think that does. They don't even have protein in theirs.
Right.
No, it's just, dude. It's just a regular
No,
cookie.
it's just a regular
They-
cookie. Yeah.
They
Like
they
crumble.
branched out though now, and now they also do like pastry stuff, like those Pop-Tart looking things. Like they do that now too. Make crazy money, man. They're. I actually think Mr. G's cookies are the best. I'm not just saying that because he's friends with Dave.
They're really good.
I think that Mr. G's
love
cookies are like amazing.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're freaking delicious. He sent some to Dave's office, and dude, I ate. If Dave's listening, dude, I ate a lot of them. He's like, "Where'd all my cookie goes?" I'm like, "I don't know."
That's a problem.
Like,
If I make an order, I eat them way too quick.
they're so good. They digest.
Yeah.
You don't feel sick after you eat a bunch of them either. Like you can eat a ton of them, and they're really good. So
Yeah.
this is Brett Wilkin. I really like Brett Wilkin, but he's just undersized, man, for this.
Take the pictures, the videos.
Yeah, Akeem Williams. What does Akeem Williams do? Because Akeem is like 40-something years old, man. Like, does he move
40,
up from here?
44, I think.
44
No.
or something? Like he's
slow decline from here.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people ahead of him.
All right, they're bringing out these guys again.
Look at Andrew. I have
Andrew-
arrived. Look at me.
Andrew is feeling it. He thinks he can win now. I don't know, man. Derek, I mean, structurally, Andrew is the best, I think, but Derek is really sticking out to me here.
Derek looks like a tall person who shrank. Because he's got like a 10-pack. You know what I mean? I mean, like,
Yeah.
what short? Ben Aziza had an 8-pack too, and he was short. But yeah.
Man,
Hani's
Andrew
got a decent
wins
peak.
a couple poses here. I like that front lat spread.
Frontal
is pretty crazy on
bicep,
Andrew.
front lat spread, and ab and thigh. Andrew's got them.
Side shots, he gets kind
Those
of.
three.
Side shots are not that
Side
great,
shots, Derek is really good at. Hadi's got a good side chest. I like Derek's side tricep better.
I have Samson the worst in this call out right now.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
And as far as the change from yesterday to today, I don't see that much of a difference in him as I do in Andrew.
He should be fourth.
Yeah.
He'll get fourth.
Hadi
I
got a
don't think
lot
he'll
better
get fourth
too, man.
though. Armand, do you think they'll give him fourth?
I think so.
They
Really?
gave Rami freaking 50
Yeah.
after he won.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I mean,
Samson was their boy. They really liked him.
Andrew's going to be pissed if they give him if they give
Behind
put
Samson,
Samson
yeah,
ahead of him.
yeah,
Yeah, he's going to be pissed.
If they judge this
Andrew's
fairly, Andrew should
yeah.
beats.
Andrew's definitely acting more confident tonight. That's a good thing.
Do you think
Samson's
Samson
not
would?
acting confident.
Do you think Samson would like? I know I don't want. He's self coach or his wife coaches him or whatever. Do you think he's better off like getting a new coach, like someone with more who's helps a lot of people guide him, like a Chad Nichols type or something like that?
Not Chad, but he
I'm
needs
just
I
using
don't
somebody.
Chad
think
as an
I
example.
don't
It's not
think it
just
would
Chad.
hurt for him and his wife as a team to maybe seek the advice of a third party that knows more about peaking.
What do
I
you
don't think
Armin?
he should have left Milos. I mean, they kind of. I don't think he should have left Milos.
No.
I know people
It
have their
seems-
opinions about how Milos does his protocols and all that, but I don't think he should have left Milos. Whatever they had, happen. I think if they is his wife coaching other bodybuilders now too to go on and
No,
build some
I
sort of
don't think so.
business?
I don't think
Okay,
so.
so yeah, I
Who
think it
knows?
definitely hurt him when your wife's, because you gotta have
You want to
someone
keep that
else. Your wife,
separate too, right? That relationship. I feel
yeah,
like
yeah. Some people
Yeah.
can pull it off,
Yeah.
but
Derek's getting harder.
I don't think it's a good idea for him to be if he wants to progress.
like I want my girlfriend to be support me as a girlfriend, not as my coach. Like if I'm getting ready
Right,
for competition,
yeah.
With and all the speaking of Milos, like all the big improvements that Samson made from that 2020 to like 2023, 2024 was with Milos, like all that muscularity that he put on. So
Yeah, I mean, he
Andrew
made his physique.
Andrew really made it a big difference tonight, guys.
Andrew's crazy, man. Andrew's
he
crazy.
really improved a lot.
I think Derek did
His
enough.
rear delta
yesterday.
bicep is looking nutty.
I think Derek did enough yesterday though to win today. I think if Andrew was like this yesterday too, I think it would have been really, really hard for Derek to win. But
You
Andrew
got to
was,
give it to Derek though. Look how he passed Hadi in size in his upper body.
I think Hadi's also regressing in size.
I think so too. I think so
So
too.
I
Yeah,
think they're like kind of like just
age
going in opposite directions, yeah.
because of age.
I think some nerve damage too,
Yeah,
I think
that
so,
too.
yeah.
especially the tricep areas. That tricep area looks a little. There's a little nerve damage there.
And Hadi's the crazy type of guy to train through any kind of pain or discomfort to where he's probably making things probably worse, when he's training.
Yeah. It's funny. A lot of people were commenting. I made a post like, "Hey, who do you guys got?" Like, whatever. People were like, even after the prejudge, people were like, "Oh, I got Derek at 4th." I'm like, how do you figure that? Like when if you watch the show, Derek at 4th. A lot of people just don't like Derek, and they say stuff like that. Or you got the Hottie fans like, "Yeah, Hottie blew everyone away," and then you look at the name and it's some like Iranian.
Really surprised how small Samson looks. I don't mean to say that to be weird, but
no, he does.
Yes.
He hit that front double bicep, and he looked like thin.
nothing.
He looks thin.
There was nothing there.
Nothing pops.
Nothing pops. And Andrew's popping crazy tonight. He really looks nice. He filled out great. He looks drier.
I have
darker.
Samson. I have it as Derek, Andrew, Hottie, Samson in 4th. Yeah,
That's the way it looks right here. I agree.
Yeah.
Look at that rear delta bicep.
Damn, Aceto might have 1 and 2 in the Olympia. That's pretty crazy.
Let's see if Andrew can pull up from yesterday and beat Samson. I wonder if that's going to actually happen.
I wish we would have gotten to see Flex Lewis in open. I think he would have been too undersized. He probably would have done well, but
Yeah.
he
No.
would have done well.
Samson seems to be fading too as it goes by.
Samson just him and Nick Walker were probably the biggest
Yeah.
Disappointments.
Yeah, for me.
Now, if Hunter Labrada was in this lineup, where would he place?
Hunter Labrada is best. He probably beats 5th or 6th. He probably beats Nick. He probably beats Martin too, because
Maybe Martin, yeah.
I think he had shoulder surgery, right? He had shoulder surgery.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
believe.
pretty sure he broke up with his girlfriend too. And then I think that he's like, I'm going through
Well,
personal stuff, and then you know what
they
that is.
they always had issues. I think she was a little wacky, but
Yeah,
they used to get into arguments at the gym when they would be at. People would say, "Yeah, they just got a really horrible argument, like in front of everybody too." So that's not
never
cool.
good. That's never good.
No,
He married her, didn't he?
I thought so.
I thought
He
so.
might have, yeah.
Well, some people wear the rings and then actually officially get married. So
Yeah. But he probably good for him not to be stressed the fuck out and just be focused. Does Rubiel deserve to place higher? No.
Higher than what?
He's probably I don't think he's in the top. I don't know if Rubiel's in the top 10.
Well, do you think he beat Urs?
Rubiel, yeah, but Urs is that close to the bottom, man. I don't think Urs is doing that
Yeah, I
good.
agree.
yeah, towards the end, yeah.
Urs is way too small. Actually, they're about to run through Classic. So, yeah, so we were saying Samson, you think it might be better. I think he should go back to Milos, to be totally honest. He just looked really. He doesn't know how to put it together. I don't think, to get that conditioning and the fullness level at the same time. I think he needs.
I wonder if he's
a more.
messing with insulin.
Yeah, but I think it's a training too. I mean, you see like Hadi train. He's doing all these drop sets, strip sets, all that kind of stuff. Samson doesn't train like that. The videos he posts, he'll go to back exercise, do a few exercises, go slow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. The intensity of training is not there at all. So he needs someone pushing him in the gym, not his wife. He needs a trainer.
And at the same time, he probably overdid it with the cardio.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he probably killed himself on the diet too. I think the guy was eating under 3,000 calories a day, and he's freaking 275, 280 pounds, whatever he is.
Yeah, see, when Ronnie was doing an hour of cardio twice a day, he was still eating a lot of food.
Still eating barbecue sauce.
KC Masterpiece.
KC Master, yeah, barbecue sauce and all that. Do you think Samson should go do the Arnold after the? I think a lot of these guys are gonna go do the Arnold after the show.
Samson doesn't have a choice; he has to.
Well, especially with the money,
Yeah,
prize money.
You got to do it. That's crazy money. Do you guys remember when The Rock was supposed to have a show?
Yeah.
That was in Georgia.
It was supposed to, and then COVID happened, and then he never had it. But it was supposed to be bigger than the Olympia. It was going to be this huge expo and pay all this money, and then it just totally disappeared. So I don't think that'll ever happen again. Just wheelchair bodybuilding.
It's so freaking awesome, man.
I don't know, man. Do you see any way Andrew wins? I mean, I don't think he will because he was never put in the center. But do you see any way Andrew wins? No. Yeah.
No.
Not this year. But I tell you what, if he gets fourth this year, he could win it next year. He really could.
Andrew's going to be 40 though, man. He's not a young guy.
Started late. He started and I mean by late, he started taking steroids late. So his body's still fresh compared to a lot of other people's.
Right.
And his midsection is not distended at all.
What's more? How does training age relate? You think into just biological age? Do you think a guy, if Andrew, who started when he was probably taking stuff at 38, 37, do you think he can go till he's 50 years old?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah. It might not look like the same way, but those guys, a lot of guys, the later you start and all the gear stuff, you can have a much longer career, and
Yeah. Where I know Nick's talked about that he started at 19 years old, and he's 30, 31 now. So
he took too much shit too quick. It's not like Dexter, who put on a little bit every year. And Dexter's been doing this forever.
I mean, it's fine if you start at 18 or 19. I don't see a problem with that if you plan to bodybuild at the top level. But he took so much so fast, and then he never
in a short period of time.
Yeah, and I think when he got with Dominic, supersized, I believe that's his name.
Yeah, Matashi.
Yeah. I think when I talked to Dominic, he wanted him to do certain things and kind of chill out, pull some things back, get some heart tests done, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to do it. And what was really messed up that I didn't like what Nick did.
He totally ditched them.
He went back to Matt Jensen without even telling him, and he had to find out on that he wasn't coaching anymore on social media when he's like, "Yeah, I'm back with Matt and all that." I'm like, that is really shitty to do to someone that really,
And that didn't work out either.
Well, he did good at the Olympia that year. He ended up taking third, but Dominic had did all the work prior to that, and then Matt swooped in and like helped him at the end. But I thought Dom Super Slice would have probably been a good thing for Nick because of collect calls. I don't know what I was saying,
but you know, Matt Jensen got a lot of people sick. You know, I don't know, a lot of people they don't know, but he got a lot of people sick. I got several clients from him. And they weren't doing well. One of them actually had kidney failure, and he went to Iraq to actually get a kidney transplant.
Oh my God!
Yeah, because it was like I think $20 grand to go to Iraq to get a kidney transplant. Whether that than waiting on the list here to get it. And
what's the kidney go for on the black market these days?
It was like 20 grand. He had to pay in Iraq. Yeah.
This guy asked, how many more years do you think Samson, Derek, and Hadi will be the big three? And do you think guys like Martin, Nick, or Andrew will replace them? Well,
Samson and
Derek is young.
Hadi are not going to be. It's going to be Andrew and it's going to be Derek.
Well, Andrew's. I think Derek, Nick, and Martin are all around the same age, so they'll be around for a while. Assuming
Martin will do good. Nick's in trouble. He's already pushed it too far. He can't pull it back now.
No.
He can't go back to that physique he had a few years ago, I don't think.
No. But it's weird. I was telling me this, Armand, before you came on, like with Nick, he even just 5 months ago, when he did Pittsburgh, I was like, man, this guy's gonna roll through the Olympia. Like he looks so good.
He looks nothing like that tonight.
He looks so different from just 5 months ago. Like what happened? It was
I don't know what they did differently,
dude,
but
he started another cycle for another show, and he's taking more than he did last time, or even the same amount, but it's just building up to too much now.
Yeah. It's this guy I don't know what he's gonna do in the future. What do you advise Nick to do though? Go ahead.
I mean, a lot of these guys really take care of like their health too. I mean, they come off, they do like detoxes, all this stuff for their health. I don't know if Nick does any of that stuff.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if he does.
I think it's like a don't ask, don't tell policy with him.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's saying that because I sometimes watch he does that podcast with one of his buddies who's like a classic physique pro, and he says he does all the blood work and everything. But you mentioned it, Armand, that the guys actually have to get their organs checked, their heart checked to make sure there's no blockages. So I don't know.
There's I just did something this past year called Via Scan. It's pretty much a full body CT or MRI, so it looks at all your organs, and so it costs like $1,000, but a lot of these guys they need to do that because it can detect cancer, before you kind of like start getting the effects from it or whatever. So early detection signs of whatever, but it can look at all that in your body. I need that more. I think more of those guys need to do things like that.
Yeah, some guy I know just got that, and they found something on his liver. Thank God they found it when they did, because it turned out to be, they just removed it, but it was nothing when they found it.
Yeah.
So no, it's doing those things. I think a lot of people just bury their head because they just don't want to know what's wrong with them.
No, a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, I don't want to know. I'm like, that is such a stupid thing. Like, if you can,
it's a suicidal behavior. When you think about
if you can just like, let's say, how simple stents are. If a lot of people, stents have saved their life. I know Rich Gaspari, because I know Dave, I think, mentioned, hey, Rich, you need to go like check your heart out, all that stuff. Rich, I think, had 90% of blockage. Like, he would have had a heart attack probably the next year and not probably lived through it. And he just got a stent put in and he was good to go. So a lot of these guys,
Dave too, being on top of himself. Look at all the stuff he caused the past few years.
Yeah, I know.
Dave's been through a lot, man. I've never seen the sunken cheeks on Nick's face like the '90s guy. I mean, why does Nick get so much credit for conditioning? But you don't get judged on your face conditioning.
Not many people have a lean face. Derek
Yeah.
doesn't. None of these guys really have a lead death face.
No. I do. Why is that? Why do you think that is though? That a lot. Do you think they just don't?
Well, the growth hormone, man,
You think that's
They
it?
push the growth at the
makes the
end
face
heavily.
meaty. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
the
you guys
IGF
think like
too.
I'm saying it too much, but I'm just being honest, man. A lot of people didn't want to be honest about this stuff, but abusing growth hormone is just too prevalent in this sport, and it's abuse. It really is.
But the IGF too, like Increlex, like if you look at the inserts, it says it causes like your skin to be more fatty and thicker. So
Yeah.
a lot of these guys they've got that. That's their faces aren't getting lean because it's permanent. Even when they died, it's still they have a really full face.
Yeah. This guy says if Keon moves to the Open next year, do you think he can crack the top 4 or 5? He has a shot.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You just got to see him next to the other guys.
I don't think he'd be any of the guys who are in the top 4 right now, the way he looked. But
I think like him and Derek are the same height, and Derek has like maybe 30 pounds more muscle on him or something, 20 pounds more muscle on him. When you stand next to someone, that's when you'll see. Although Keon's got a beautiful shape and beautiful insertions, his muscles round and it pops and stuff like that. I think that's the difference of maybe you can get away with beating someone that is 10 pounds bigger than you, but 20 or 30, it's hard.
Here's Hottie coming out now. So kind of I like that they're moving through this.
Yeah.
They're the classic guys, and then the men's physique shit, and then this. So let's look at the legs, because people were saying that the right leg was atrophied compared to the left leg.
It is. And like I was saying, that's the leg he uses on his side shots, and I don't know if that's his best move.
He looks better though. He looks
better.
He filled
Much
out.
better.
He filled out some.
Yeah.
And he's still dry. He stayed dry and he filled out. So
you can just tell though Hottie just loves bodybuilding, right? Like Hottie really breathes.
This is all he has in his life.
Yeah.
Well, he has kids, of course. I don't mean to say that. That was.
They showed a picture of him and his son. His son's already jacked at like 15 years old. Sound like he hit was in one of these in the pool, and it already have abs and pecs and all that, everything.
His son just looks just like him. Yeah.
But the unibrow too, I think.
They have the same unibrow and everything. I don't get the unibrow thing because like he shaves the whole body. What is that like? I know in a lot of countries that they consider it more masculine if you have a unibrow. Like
I think he uses. Do you think he just does it as like a trademark thing? Like, hey, I'm
the Iranian unibrow.
Yeah.
The Iranibrow.
Just he has he's good haircut. He trims his beard up. Just get that wax right through there.
And the sound of his voice is not the sound that I expected to come out of his body.
Who, Hottie?
Yeah, he has a much higher
his hearing problem.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
He's a little deaf.
But how
Deaf.
severe?
He's got a hearing aid.
How severe is it though? Like I hear
he's deaf. He's got a hearing aid.
He's pretty deaf. He's got like a hearing aid in and everything.
No, he has a hearing aid. I've seen him up close.
Because when I used to see Hani train him, Hani would be like behind him and be like saying stuff, and he would respond to it. So he wasn't like lip reading or anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you get used to it, like you learn, and the hearing aid helps a lot too.
You guys remember when Derek won the Olympia and Hottie just like jumped off stage before Derek could?
Yeah, he was pissed.
Hottie,
he did do a round of posing, but then he walked off.
Bad move.
He definitely doesn't care for Derek.
He can't do that.
Yeah. No,
you know what it was he could see this young guy that was in 212 beat him. He couldn't see it. He was like he was so convinced that Derek was there coming in after him that when he beat him, he was in shock. He didn't think it was going to happen.
There's always some politics involved here. Hottie will never be Mr. Olympia again due to his unsportsmanlike Well, he won the Arnold like a year and a half later, so I don't think that has anything to do with it.
No, they gave him a break. He's okay now.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. Yeah.
I don't think anyone cares. Samson depending on his wife too much. Well, his wife is his coach, so. So Martin Fitzwater. So it's good. They're just doing the top 10 coming out. So Martin Fitzwater. You're right, Armand, man. He is flat. You can see as he's walking out.
It's weird. They said McKinney, Texas. Martin. A lot of people don't know Martin. When he was living here, he got busted running stuff. A lot of stuff, like not just gear. It was like fentanyl, pills, like a bunch of stuff. He got like 4. Nick Trigilio actually made a video on it, and
I remember this because it was like a
yeah.
year he didn't compete or something like that, right?
Yeah, so he was broke because when I talked to him, he just lost his contract for saying that Nick,
Thing to Nick,
that thing to Nick. He lost his
Yeah.
contract, and then Gas was only paying him, I think, $700 a month.
Oh my God.
Gas does that all the time to people. I always tell people, like this one guy the other day, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm like, listen, dude, when you have when you talk to Mike Gas about your contract, you have to argue with him. I was with Gas for 5 years. I go, you have to argue with him to get like what you deserve. It's really annoying. And he said this a while back. I wasn't there. He was talking to the Swedish girl that works there. He's just like, Americans are so stupid. All you have to do is give them a T-shirt and they'll post anything and do anything for you. I'm like,
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. A lot of people,
no, because they all do it for Gas. They'll post Gas athlete and this and that. And they're like, no, you're not an athlete.
Instagram people, I see Better Bodies code, my Gas clothing
Everybody.
code, and I'm like, come on, man. But I heard that about Martin, so I wonder how he got away with that. I say
He
that
ratted.
I know.
He rolled, yeah. So because at
Yep.
Metroplex Arlington,
if you don't do time or you only got probation, you rolled.
he rolled, yeah. Because Metroplex Arlington, he was like kind of like they didn't want him there at all because, I mean, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you're gonna have to take the consequences. Don't go roll on the guy you're running all the stuff from. And it was serious. I mean, it was like 4.
Heard
What
the same thing about Doucette years ago too. Heard Doucette got busted selling.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Martin is top 4. Martin is definitely not top 4 because he wasn't with the top 4 guys. Why did they all ditch the thumb tape tonight? I don't know.
I'm telling you, they probably told them.
Maybe they said something to him.
Yeah,
it looks.
It was
stupid.
ridiculous, dude. Everybody had it on.
It's distracting. I mean, you should know how to pose without thumb tape. I mean, they've been doing it for years. You should know how to pull your lats out and all that. Like, you're slippery. I mean, I remember I used to put oil on. I didn't put oil on like right there just so I could be dry
exactly.
and pull
That's
my
what you
lats
do.
out, all like that. Yeah, you don't put tape on your
Wipe your thumbs off.
Yeah, looks tacky.
Good.
That tape.
Goodvito.
I mean, it's like walking out with a nose strip on.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
Same thing, man.
yeah.
What's the
It's
chance
worse
that
because it's 2 Band-Aids.
What's the chance that Andrew can actually win this? I don't see him winning tonight.
He's not going to win, guys.
Not
But he's going to do incredible.
He can win in the future.
If he comes in 3rd, then he won.
Yeah.
If he beats
Good for
Samson,
him.
he won.
Yeah. I like Goodvito, man. I think he has a lot of potential. I think his back needs work. His legs are pretty crazy.
I tell you what I like about Goodvito. He showed up tonight, and instead of being okay Vito, he's actually good Vito.
Yeah. Made it to the show.
Goodvito, what do you do next year? You go back to the drawing board back at home, and what do you do?
His waist is a little blocky too, though, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that could be a problem for him if he tries to put on too much size too quick. Next thing you see is an extension in the midsection. If he can avoid that, he's going to look good.
When are they doing the classic finals? I think they're doing that after this, maybe.
Yeah, and then they'll take a break and then do these guys at last.
Yeah. Well, they're the men's physique, unfortunately.
So the finals for this isn't going to be until for everything.
Yeah. What do you think about these guys doing these type of routines where he's kind of just hitting the same shots over and over?
It's lazy, man.
It's like they're guest posing. Walk over here, hit some for these guys. Yeah. Walk over here, hit some for these guys.
The days of working on the routines over and over, like having cruel routines,
because
like
they didn't reward
Melvin and all that. It's but it's just so entertaining. You stand out. It's just like,
No, I agree. They stopped rewarding it, so nobody really put effort into it.
yeah.
Anyone see Martin and Vito be 5 and 6? I mean, I see Martin in the top 6. I don't see Vito in the top 6.
Vito's not in the top 6. Martin is
I'll
definitely
do-
in the top 6.
yeah.
Martin and Nick are in the,
Yeah.
that's where you're fighting for 5th and 6th between those two. And Bert and Tonio is right after that.
So Nick definitely looks better, much better than yesterday.
Nick looks better. He may beat Martin, and then Tonio will be right after that. It'll be Nick, Martin, Tonio.
His legs from the front are just still so bizarre looking to me.
A lot of inner thigh and not enough outer sweep, especially by the knee.
His arms are obviously insane. He probably has the craziest arms.
Well, he filled out. His legs are more separated than they were yesterday from the front.
Side shots are much. Just how low are we thinking Nick is going to end up at? I mean, I don't see him below sixth place.
I think he's got 5th. I think he's after Andrew.
If Nick from Pittsburgh showed up, do you see him beating that guy beating Samson?
No.
And not Andrew either. I think this is about as best as he would have done no matter what.
So do you guys think Nick is peaked? You think he's tapped out?
I do.
Yeah.
But hey, good for
Fitzwater
us wrong.
should be
You know.
Nick needs to go to a bro split. I don't think it really matters what his training split is. Nick needs Fitzwater should be ahead of Nick. Maybe yesterday. I think Nick is better than him tonight.
I agree. I mean, even if Nick was better than this, he's still not enough to beat Andrew.
No. Here's also Tonio made the top 10. That's good to see.
Yeah. He's gonna be probably 7th.
Shout out to Chris Harris.
Yeah, I think you're right. You think he beats Brandon and Bonnick?
Yeah, I do. And I think right after him is going to be Brandon and then Bonnack.
I'm so happy someone used this song.
He looks great, man. I really like his physique.
Bonnack might finish out the top 10. I think he looks better than yesterday too.
Most musculars are good pose for him. Oh, absolutely.
I would love to see someone put together like a good routine, though. I mean, no one's done that, but just hitting shots.
I wonder what Derek's routine is going to be like.
Straight to Andrew Jack.
Bonnick made the top 10 too.
Yep, he's probably 10th.
Yeah, I
And
think
Brandon's probably 9th.
Yeah, him and Brandon probably rounded it out.
And this may be the last for these OGs to round it out. Next year, they're not going to be able to be in the top 10. These other guys are going to beat them.
Who do you guys have for first and second? I mean, would you guys say it's Andrew and Derek right now, 1 and 2?
I got
still say Andrew and
Hottie.
Hottie.
Yeah.
Hottie, possibly. Okay.
I got Derek and Hottie.
Hottie, okay. Amin, what about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Either Derek and Hottie or Hottie and Derek. It's going to be between those two.
This guy says Nick was off this year, but even at his best, will likely never break the top 3. I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be top 3 again.
Unless the top 3 consist of people that aren't in the top 4 right now.
Which probably won't happen, yeah.
These poses are so hard to do.
Yeah, this is Williams last year placing in the top 10.
I think William might retire after this year.
I think that'd be the best thing.
Yeah.
That'd be good for him. And he left a good legacy.
This guy asked who wins best. They asked this yesterday too. Who wins the best 212 head to head, Keon or Flex Lewis?
Flex Lewis.
Flex Lewis, right?
Flex is just so grainy, dude.
Flex's last Olympia that he won, or 212 Olympia that he won, rather, he looked crazy that year. It's that 2018. He was, I think, that was his
almost
best
didn't
one.
make weight.
Yeah, he looked. That was unreal. I think Derek took second to him that year. I think that was like Derek's first Olympia. Let's see. Bonnick looks good, man. Good shape. His waistline is just starting to get a little too much, right? You'd say for Bonnick.
You remember he had those couple years where people counted him out. They're like, well, Bonnick's done. He doesn't look good anymore.
Came back.
That one
Yeah.
tricep is gone. What happened to it? Did it tear? Or
It either tore or just nerve damage. I think he tore it because that's what my left one did. When you tear it, even if you get it repaired, just that meat at the very
it's
end
gone.
just goes away. It just goes away.
We've got 10 guest posters. That is right.
Flex was made of granite. Yeah, he was. See who's next.
All right, the big man.
Brandon?
Andrew, I think it's going to be. I hope he doesn't do his tongue sticking out.
Obi-Wan
Shit. That's so
Kenobi.
weird, man. I hate
No, that's a crazy ass looking tongue too. It's like all long and
it's
sharp,
so weird and
sharp
pointy
looking.
and shit. It looks so weird.
Yeah,
It's like a
uh-uh.
lizard. He looks like a lizard.
That
was
tongue
pretty
is
creepy.
on growth.
That was creepy. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Because
Because they
Yeah, it
told
did
him to
look like
show
a
a little more.
lizard.
They told him to show a little more personality, and that's what he like. The blindfold and the tongue. I'm like, no, that's not what they mean, dude.
Jay Cutler
He
prime
missed that one.
would Jay Cutler in his prime win this show? I would say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
And Phil Heath, no one would touch him.
Andrew looks really good, man.
He improved the most in the top four. Chris did some magic with this guy.
And this is a guy who was a social media bodybuilder before, right? Like he was doing all the videos with like Larry Wheels and all that before back in the day.
Well, he was in Dubai, so
Yeah.
Larry was in Dubai also. Look at the arms on him. They're just unbelievable. Magnificent. Maybe 24 inches. Something crazy.
Usually when he gets in good shape too, his arms kind of disappear. So that didn't really happen this time.
Here we go.
I'm telling you, if you ever see this guy in real life, his clavicle width is remarkable, and the guy's lower pecs is something you just, they hang. I mean, it literally his pecs hang like Lee Haney's, and we don't see that. Akeem has it too, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Andrew looks really good, man. Dude, I've seen videos of Andrew training. He's pretty fucking strong. I don't know if you guys watch any of his training videos.
Yeah, I seen him do military press 3 plates.
Someone said whose title reign was more dominant, Flex Lewis or Chris Bumstead? I mean, I guess.
More dominant? Soft. I'd say Bumstead.
Bumstead was way more popular. Everybody knew him in the world.
Bumstead, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Flex went against better talent, but I think Bumstead was probably more dominant.
I still think Bumstead should have beat Martin.
I agree.
So
I agree. Do you think Bumstead ever comes back?
no.
No?
I don't think so. He has no motive. The guy's about to be a billionaire. He already won 6 Olympias.
He might have thought about it and entertained it, but for him to get back rolling and all that, and do the gear and all that when you've been out a little bit, you know how that goes.
And he's got his daughter.
Yeah, you got to think about like the future and what's important.
And what if he doesn't win? What if he comes back and doesn't win? So he has a lot to lose.
He probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Long ass arms.
The forearms are real thin too. That's a problem.
Forearms and calves, yeah, they're both thin on him.
Your next competitor.
The meat on his forearm doesn't start until like way up here, so it's also like his calf. It's really high inserted.
Yeah. The calves are big; they're just high. But yeah, the forearm, it starts really high, so it makes it look very thin.
So here is
It's got like all this area is just like bone right here.
Yeah, I know.
So somewhere between
Brandon Curry.
and 1 Olympia title.
So I think the only guys who are left is going to be Derek and Samson to pose. You guys remember Brandon Curry was the original Prodigy? He was the first guy to be called the Prodigy when he was in
Great song.
BSN.
Oh yeah.
Nick Walker will place top 5 forever like Lee Priest and forever freak, but never win. And date. Oh, I'm not reading that.
You got to be careful what you read because some of these clowns, I'm telling you, they're ruthless too. The RX muscle trolls, they're ruthless.
I know I gotta read it before I read it out loud.
I like his side shots. Brandon looks very classical.
Dexter Jackson, quality is still there at 43. That is for darn sure. Yeah.
Dude, Brandon Curry
43.
can still win a lot of pro shows and still make money in this,
Yeah.
But he can still keep going. He literally just needs to keep showing up like this. That's all he needs to do is just maintain and show up like this, and they'll be good.
But he'll never win the Olympia again.
No.
No.
But he could still probably make like, $150,000, $200,000 a year winning pro shows.
It's beautiful.
Let's see. No, I mean, I guess his routine is somewhat better than everybody else's.
He's a good poser.
Yeah.
That is a great pose for him. Oh yes.
He looks really good. Yeah, him and Bonnie probably round out the round out the top 10. So who didn't make the top 10? Now I'm thinking about it. So Regan didn't make it, which I'm not surprised about. Urs didn't make it. Brett Wilkin didn't make it. Jordan Hutchinson didn't make it. I thought Jordan Hutchinson had an outside chance of making it, but he didn't make it. I really like his physique, but
Yeah.
what's next?
Ladies and gentlemen, he is your ring defending
Here's Samson.
Samson. This is the last guy. Mick needs to push the gear harder. Yeah, I don't know. Samson's silhouette, though, I'll still say is super crazy. He still has like that crazy structure. He just looks very vulnerable here today.
Real quick.
Very good. Does anyone think Samson is going to be going back to a top coach that could get him to the top 2? I mean, we talked about
I don't
that.
know, but I tell you, I think that if he doesn't, which he's not going to win tonight, I hope that it sets the fire under his ass and that he comes in and just puts on like 20 pounds and blows everybody away. Because I love seeing that type of shit. Like when
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman, in 2003, he's just came in and just near 300 pounds. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Samson has the ability to shock everybody and pull something like that off. Now, does he have the right advice to do that? I don't think right now. But if he gets the right advice, like if he hooks up with someone proper after this,
He's worse
only-
than what he was at the Arnold, I think. I think he was
I
better
agree.
at the Arnold.
It's only going to take 1 or 2 times that his wife, and someone else work together, that they can learn what the other person is teaching them, brings to the table, and then maybe perfect it themselves. You know what I mean? So it would be good for them to work with somebody. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing, but at least long enough for them to learn what to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she knows how to use things like loop diuretics and even time release potassium or any of that stuff. She probably doesn't know any of that. Maybe she does, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but
I think it's
not many people
basically
do.
I think it's more of him coaching himself, and he just uses her as a gauge. Like, do you think I'm fat? Do you think I'm this? And she holds him accountable. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I met them both last year, and she seemed like she was in charge. To be quite honest with you.
But that's what puts it in such a weird position, because when you're like, how do you tell your wife, hey, I don't think you're doing a good job, I'm going to go to this
No,
guy,
you
know what
don't.
I
But
mean?
he's probably a beta. He's probably not an alpha male. I hate that. As much as he's Mr. Olympia, I don't think he's a beta. I think he's a beta. All right, Samson, don't get mad at me.
It's terrible.
His wife is definitely an alpha.
Yeah, his wife.
I
Yeah,
have a lot of respect for her, man. because nobody thought that she knew shit, and she knew enough to get him to win Mr. Olympia. So
Yeah, he's still
you
Mr.
know,
Olympia no matter what.
Beautiful. Big love for Samson.
And
the question is going to be is like Samson listened to the people
that's
say
what
he
it
needs to
is,
come in
right?
more shredded, and he did what they said, and it backfired. So now what's he going to do?
And his yeah. I don't know what he has to
So
find
now they're
that
going to say,
balance.
Samson, you lost too much size trying to get shredded. And they're going to say, you got to come in bigger. So next year he comes in bigger, but he has no lines. So he's going to lose again. It's like
Yes,
he really
yes,
has to be
find
big
balance.
and shredded. He can't just be one or the other.
That's weird that Derek Lunsford is posing after him because I've always thought that Mr. Olympia poses last.
Maybe it's because he won.
Yeah,
He's
that
Mr.
is
Olympia.
strange. Mr. Olympia usually poses last. That's weird that Derek Lunsford is going after him. Derek just opened a gym a couple hours from me. I might check it out. It's apparently a
Camps
very beautiful
Elysium.
gym. Yeah, apparently it's a beautiful gym. Looks great, man. I think Derek is really good. I was not expecting this from him. If Derek wins the Mr. Olympia, you think he does the Arnold? Even I know it's a lot of money,
Yes.
but do you
I
think he
think
does
Yep,
so.
it?
I
Yeah.
do. And I'll tell you why,
Yeah.
because now he knows he won the Olympia also doing two shows the same year, two other shows. So why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I think it'd be more of an incentive for him to do not only the Arnold, but maybe also the Pittsburgh again.
I feel like he kind of
Well,
To try to win it
That's a
2 years
lot.
back to back. The
That's a lot.
2 year triple crown, no one will beat that.
That's a lot.
rivalries, mid and upper chest,
I mean, who knows what
Well,
obligations he might have now, though, as Mr. Olympia, if he's able to,
in his chest.
maybe he'll have another child.
He's
He has a beautiful
sponsored.
daughter.
He's now. Do you know that guy Jocko? He's on Joe Rogan a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's sponsored by his. Derek is sponsored by his company, which is
yeah, I saw that.
yeah. Bro
Jocko
chat
Nutrition.
Fuad was swearing up and down that Samson was going to destroy the competition and win his second Sandow. Haven't heard a peep from him this weekend. He usually doesn't after. I mean, of course, Fuad thinks Samson's going to win. That's his guy, man.
Yeah.
That's his athlete.
Because he probably figured that if Samson was going to come in leaner, he wasn't going to be beatable. But to say that when Derek just beat him,
Yeah, I'm just like that one.
and he's a lot harder than Derek from the front. What do you think, Armand? Who do you have first now? Looking at this,
Derek.
Yeah.
I still got Derek winning the whole thing.
Two shots on these guys. They did their homework. They tried new things.
the Triple Crown.
Before we move on to Prime and see if you do your theories,
Yeah, I think Derek wins that pretty easily. So, what do you guys say? Like, because you guys are both coaches, a guy who goes from this show and does the Arnold. What do you do in between? It's only 4 or 5 months between.
You got to go off for a couple, at least like maybe
Months.
months or
Yeah.
month and a half. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just let the body relax.
that's the
train a
most
little
important thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
because you can't just go straight. By the month before the Arnold, nothing will work.
Yeah.
And that's horrible when you have to when nothing works, and then you think you got to take more, and then that doesn't work either. It's like you realize you took stuff too long.
Right.
Because that's where you have room for it, right? Like you start off and then you leave room towards the end to increase it. But if you've already been going, you've already increased it, then you can't increase it anymore. So then you're screwed.
People's champion. I think Andrew's going to end up being the people's champion.
Or Nick.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if that can change, but a lot of people were really hoping he would do well.
If Nick
Yeah, I don't
brought
know.
it, then definitely. But even if Nick actually wins that vote, they're not going to give him the belt. I feel like Andrew might be a good pick. It's all political at this. I mean, it's definitely not political for who wins Olympia at this point. I think it's less political now than it used to be back in the day.
I agree.
If there were any
I
politics.
agree. I think Tyler Mannion's done a good job of that. Well, pardon me for a minute while I drink some Fiber Lies.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Speaking of Fireflies, guys, Species Nutrition, we still have a sale. Thank you for that. 30% off Olympia 30 and Test Elias is half off $24.99. Let's see these guys. Dude, these men's physique guys all look the fucking same to me. I'm sorry. They all look the same.
It was funny, like when Ali and Henderson were like,
yeah, they got
talking,
into it or something.
Yeah, and it's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. And I'm like,
he
dude,
like tapped him on the shoulder lightly.
It's
like
funny
this.
because I made a comment. I was like, man, these guys act like they're like going out. I forgot what the comment was, but a lot of people thought it was funny and liked it and stuff. It's like I'm going to go on stage and with some board shorts and smile bigger than you or something like that. But it was it's like your guys are men's physique in board shorts. You're not posing. You're standing there doing all that stuff. You know, the judges don't like that when they're doing all those different type of deal like that.
Oh my God.
Even when I was judging, we always told them the front, we want to see your front and the back. Stop doing all this other stuff with your arms and flying away like a little. It got really bad for a while. And then a lot of the guys still do it, you know, but then you see your front and then see your back. And that's it.
I was watching. Obviously, I did the play-by-play for this afternoon. I saw every freaking men's physique guy, and dude, some of these guys are doing like rain dances. You know what I mean? They're just like they're like shaking and doing all this crazy stuff. It's just make it easy on yourself and don't look like a fool. I mean, some of these guys have look like crazy physiques, but without this men's physique division, they would have never gone pro. You know.
Right. I mean, no. I mean, their upper bodies are really, really big.
Upper bodies are big, yeah.
Yeah, the legs not too much. You know, you can tell even the glutes are. You know, they don't have much back there.
No.
Their lower bodies, nothing much going on. I mean, Jeremy has decent legs, but he's been in the game for a while, and he started competing as a bodybuilder.
Yeah, as like a teenage bodybuilder, and then he moved to classic. Yeah. He looks so different now, though, from when he started. Jeez, he's definitely aged in the sport.
Of course. He's what?
Yeah.
38, 39? Like
I think he might be my age, like 34. I don't think he's that old. I don't think he's that old.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. Let's see. Who are these? What's Ollie? David really loves this Ali Bilal guy. He talks about him all the time. He does have a cool story where he was like an Afghan refugee, and he got, he had to basically like walk across Afghanistan to get refuge. He does have kind of a cool story.
I just see him being a jackass a lot, like in interviews and podcasts, and kind of this.
He's a little animated.
Yeah, a little arrogant.
This comment's fucked up, but I'm going to read it. We already have wheelchair. We don't need another division where the legs don't count. That's fucked up. And there's only one.
Yeah, Jeremy's 34. Yeah, Jeremy's 34.
He is 34. Yeah, I think he's too old. Yeah. He's just been around for so. He's just been around for so long, man.
Yeah,
he was one of the originals.
Yeah, he had that bad pec tear several years ago,
and he was getting a lot of trouble too, man. He was just like
a lot of trouble. Yeah, he was some domestic violence stuff, and then and then I think he realized he had issues, and he got help, and he had a lot of people around him too. That was, I think they did some business stuff together. He realized these guys aren't his friends. They're like driving Lambos and then all that silly facade of like. So he got away from those guys, and once he had a kid, that changed his life a lot for the better.
He seems like he has his shit together more than what he did. He's not as arrogant.
Right. He grew up.
Yeah. So it's good to see it.
This guy's doing back. Like what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like
he's doing like a back lat spread about to or something. Yeah. This guy was an Olympia champion, Aaron Banks.
Back double bicep.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know
silly,
why.
man. At the Texas Pro one year, we did a wrap up. It was like me, Sid, and Cito, and then
Yeah.
Aaron Banks was just like standing there, like wanting to be in it. So Sid was like, he's just like standing there right by us, like looking at us, and Sid was like, "Oh, Aaron, you want to come here?" And yeah. And so after that, Aaron Banks, the show was over. Aaron Banks walks up on the stage, and he's like waving to everybody, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like the show's over with, like, and I'm like, who does he think he is? And he's like waving to everybody. And someone asked me, like, who is that up there waving? Like, I'm like, that's men's physique guy. They're like, what is he doing? The Texas Pros over. Why is he waving to people? People aren't even, looking over at him.
Joey Swoll made a video about him because he I guess he was recording himself and somebody walked in the way. He was, bro, what are you doing? You're in the way of my video. Like made this whole big scene towards the guy, and like he ended up being put on blast. But these men's physique guys end up doing the most all the time. It's
Their
very
egos,
strange.
and I'll tell you what, classic physique guys, their egos are out of control too. I
Oh
mean,
my
they
God.
think they're something else.
When you go to the regional shows, it's like I feel like the bodybuilders take up the least amount of space in terms of shit they're doing. I think these
Right.
classic and men's
Look, he
physique guys
made
they
top
bring they
10.
bring Jeremy. Yeah. I mean, from what not that I know shit about men's physique, but what I saw this morning, I think they bumped him up a little bit to see who he is. They let him in. Who won the Bikini Olympia? Do you guys care? No. Do you guys?
When
What's this?
men's physique first came out, I remember the first year it was like 2000 and I believe 12 or 11 or something like that. And I had a client, he was a natural guy.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take stuff, and I was like, that's fine. He won the first men's physique show ever. It was
Oh,
in
really?
somewhere in Texas. Yeah, it was my client, but it was the
Yeah.
first men's physique show ever because that's the first year they started it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but they were a lot smaller then. And then
They
I
look
think
like guys
they
who
should
just
have kept
went to
it.
the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, but they should have kept it that way. That's how it was supposed to be. What's the point of getting bigger and bigger? Go to classic or
Good.
bodybuilding or something.
Someone made a comment. What's more impressive, Arnold being the youngest Olympia winner at 23 or Sean Roden at 43? I would say Sean Roden at 43.
I got a chance to train with him last year. Oh, that's good. How did that go? He's got a really
On Roden.
Yeah, I would say being the oldest is probably more impressive. I mean, when Arnold was a pro, how many pro bodybuilders were there?
It
20?
it wasn't just that. It was the way Sean Roden looked and his confidence and his stage presence. He really looked good that night. His leg from the side and the way his glutes look from the side, still legendary to this day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just crazy how he would get in the off season. He would be like not
Fat as
muscular
fuck.
at all,
Yeah.
like fat, and it's just how he transformed when he was.
Do you
competing.
think that
Probably because he went off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
what-
went
that's
off.
what-
Yeah,
Yeah.
But do you
completely.
think that like we were talking about like Nick giving his body a break? Do you think that helped Sean doing that, like getting that way?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
But even that
Every-
soft, because not only did he get small, he got fat.
Everybody
too.
used to do that though back in
yeah. Everybody
after
went
the
off.
Olympia, they took off for months.
Yeah,
Do you think
everybody
just
did.
social
At
media
least 3 months.
social media has ruined it for bodybuilders to make good progress because they're so concerned about being ripped all the time and being in shape?
Well, they got to do
all year round?
videos. They got to do content. They got contracts with certain companies. They want them to take
Yeah.
pictures all the time, and they're obsessed with looking a certain way. I'm like, it's okay. Like I remember in the off season, I would take test EQ, and that was it. And I would eat, and I'd be a little softer, and that was fine. It matters how you look on the stage.
Right.
And a lot of these guys, they like the men's physique guys. Tons of men's physique guys I know, and I used to prep a lot too. And they would take hardeners year round. I mean, I talk about VAR, Winnie year round, sometimes Trend year round. And I'm like, these guys are going to be more unhealthy than a lot of the bodybuilders in the future. So
You really,
For more context, so this guy, I'm just reading it because he's giving us a lot of tips. The second youngest ever Olympian was Dorian Yates. I don't think that's true. I think the youngest Olympian ever was actually Lee Haney.
Yeah, I think so.
And then The second oldest was Dexter at 39. And that's not accurate either. I think Chris Dickerson won in his 40s too. So do your history, guys.
He did.
before
He
you-
was 1 year younger than when Sean won it.
Yeah. IFBB banning. Right. That sucks, man. Yeah. Speaking of Roden, he had a very sad end, man. That really sucks that he never got to compete again after winning the Olympia. That's a really shitty situation.
He never got to clear his name after the horrible allegations too.
Sucks.
You know,
that sucks. So he died not being a exonerated guy. You know what I mean? That sucks.
I mean, we know what a lot of us know what happened with that girl and how she asked to come up and all that stuff. So he did not.
Yeah.
That did not go down.
And the fact that it affected his competing without him being found guilty is bullshit. You know what I mean?
He couldn't do any work or go compete. That was devastating for him. And I know a couple of his good friends and next to him, and they said it crushed him. You know, he was crushed.
That sucks, man. And then that was really sad. How old was Jay when he won the? I think pretty sure Jay was in his 30s by the time he started winning the Olympia. He could have been a young Mr. Olympia if Ronnie never existed.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how many he would have won had Ronnie not been around.
Wow. He would have won like 10 in a row.
10 and 12 in a row, yeah. He would have been. Or do you think he would have became what he became though if Ronnie wasn't around?
No.
You know? Right?
No.
Ronnie pushed him to work way harder.
Ronnie pushed him,
Yes. Ronnie, Jay reached his best because of him.
So it's Brandon Hendrickson, yeah.
Just think about seeing Ronnie Coleman and in your mind saying, one day I'm going to beat that guy. That's what Jay did.
And he didn't even really beat Ronnie. Ronnie just started getting worse.
No, he had all that nerve damage that year.
And then
I was there at the Olympia. His lat wouldn't pull out.
I was too.
Yeah, you were there too. Yeah, so it was sad to see Ronnie like that because, I mean, Jay beat Ronnie because of that. He was injured. He had the nerve damage and all that. So
it was attrition. He outweighted, Ronnie to age.
Yeah, and Jay knew
he
that.
Didn't give up. Jay didn't give up.
Yeah, he knew he didn't beat a prime Ronnie. So
no. Jay is probably my favorite Mr. Olympia, though. I think he was probably the best guy to represent the sport that we've had. Other than
I've known Jay since I was probably 23 or 24.
Yeah.
So he's my favorite because I know him.
Yeah, I know Ronnie personally for years. I mean, we've done friends, and we did a documentary together and all that kind of stuff. And Ronnie's just always been he's just so nice and just a good dude. Ronnie's just a good dude.
I remember when I was in high school and some guy from my gym, like the first guy who kind of showed me how to do stuff, he gave me the Unbelievable DVD. And I'm like, dude, this guy is. And you see Ronnie Coleman, he's just like an animal. He's like eating at where'd he go? Black Eyed Peas, eating there
Black
for
Eyed Peas
4 times a day and lifting all this freaking weight and driving these cars and stuff. He's just like
I'd see him all the time because we did this. We did the same thing. We would do Black Eyed Peas for breakfast. I mean, for lunch all the time. We do IHOP for he would go IHOP for breakfast, Black Eyed Peas for lunch, and then Outback for dinner. And that was his off season. He only ate 3 meals a day, and he would eat them out like that. And then once and then Ronnie took off all gear during that time too.
He took off 3-4 months after the Olympia, right? Did nothing, right?
Didn't work out.
That's why shit worked so well on him.
If Ronnie didn't exist, who would be the greatest bodybuilder, Jay or Phil? Phil. Phil would be the best.
No question.
Phil would be the best. I think he's saying because if Jay probably would have won more Olympias, but even because of that, I think Phil would have.
I consider Lee Haney to be a greater Olympia than Phil, although I love Phil's physique. But just what Lee Haney did, I don't know, 8 Mr. Olympias.
I think Phil beat better guys.
Well, yeah.
I
agree with that.
I think you got to give it to Phil.
But Lee Haney had a really good reign, and he retired winning.
It's crazy. He retired at 31, right? He retired so young.
On top.
Yeah.
Never.
And just
you got to give him that.
He's starting his own division or his own league or something now for competing.
I saw
Yeah, it's I don't know what he's doing there, but whatever.
Mhm. Look at
This
this.
is Ryan Terry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is Ryan Terry, the defense.
I think Ryan's going to be Ali because he's bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's harder too. I think he's leaner than the other guy.
He's harder. I mean, Ali's got the abs, and that's the only thing he's got to beat on. So. So it's men's physique, and then what?
Classic and then open. They're gonna give, and then that's done. Stuff. Classic, the top 10 supposedly, and then yeah, let's decide the winner. I think Classic again. I think Terrence is gonna end up winning that. Haney would have 10 if he didn't retire. I don't think so. I don't think he was gonna
No.
be Dorian when Dorian started coming up. Let's see what they got here. Dexter Jackson. Did you train with so Armand? Were you training with Ronnie when he was still winning Olympias?
No, we worked out together after he retired.
He was already retired. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
he was
couldn't
still
train
big.
with him. Yeah,
He was still big though for a while though, even after he.
yeah, he was huge.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I guess it was around 2011. We did the documentary together. It was me, Ronnie, Branch, and this guy named Corey.
Corey, who he was the Ronnie Coleman signature series, that guy, right?
Yeah. I helped. I prepped Corey, and it was
Okay.
funny because we turned him pro, and then at the interview with Muscular Development, and I helped Corey out for free that year because he didn't have much money.
Yeah.
And one of my friends fronted him a bunch of gear and he's like, "Hey, just give me back after the show. You know how that works." And never paid my friend back.
You're never gonna get your money. Yeah.
And then they asked him, MD asked him, like, "Hey, would you like to thank anybody?" And like when I prepped Corey, I held his hand, like literally, like went over his house all the time, posed him, looked at him. I really invested. I really wanted him to do well. And so MD asked him, like, "Hey, would you like to thank anybody that that prepped?" She's like, "Oh, I did it myself." And then
my
I'm
God.
like, "Wow." And so
That's
after
fucked
that, he was prepping with Dennis James for the Phoenix Pro. And he wasn't looking too good. So Ronnie's like, go talk to Armand, go apologize to him and see if he'll take you back. And then
Yeah.
Ronnie paid me directly to prep Corey for that show. And then Ronnie was giving Corey all his gear and everything for free. But Corey was using Ronnie, their friendship also to get stuff out of him.
Yeah, man. People like that are just users. And
you got to remember, Corey was, people's past doesn't define them. People change, their life. But Corey was a pimp in Vegas. That's what he grew up. And so,
oh my God,
went to prison. Became a pastor, like not to a big church or anything, just like small groups. He became a pastor, but he used like God and all that to hustle people and get money out of people. And I remember right before he moved back to Vegas, he was selling like I think it was like a year worth of training for $200 or $300. Like, hey, train with me for a year, and he took all these people money and then just moved to Vegas and ripped everybody off.
Because $200 is like people are like, oh, you're gonna train me for a year.
Yeah.
Nothing. So
Yeah.
just give them their money,
Yeah.
Fucked up, man. People are fucked up. People don't.
Yeah, it was.
That stuff gets
That's
back
tough.
to you though, man, in some way, and like karma wise.
Karma, man, it's real.
I remember I told the story too on like social media because someone asked me about it, and Corey's wife kind of commented back on there like this is. I was like, say one thing that's not 100% true that I just said that happened.
Yeah.
And then she didn't really have anything to say. And I was like,
I mean, you were a good friend for prepping the guy.
Oh yeah, I thought we were friends, and I really wanted to help and see him do good. I remember the USA before. He's like, "Hey man, I'm cramping real bad." I'm like, "Do not take anything. Do not." He's like, "Should I drink some Pedialyte?" I've got a couple bottles in my room. I'm like, "No, do not drink Pedialyte." It's like the day before the USA's. So I finally get to his room, and both the Pedialytes, he downed 2 big Pedialytes.
No.
And I'm like, "No, dude." And I'm like, "No, I was bringing you a quinine. You were going to stop cramping." And so he got, I believe, 3rd that year at the USA's, and then the following year he turned pro. But I'm like, "No, dude."
Are your protocols kind of similar to what Dave does, or have you kind of just evolved from that a little bit? Yeah.
No, I never copied Dave. I was prepping people for 10 years before I met Dave.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're
Yeah,
dining.
I was prepping people for from Dave. I just learned a lot of stuff on like the medical and health side from Dave.
Right.
But yeah, everybody learns a lot from Dave.
Yeah. I work in the office with Dave, so I just ask him a million questions every day. I'm like, "What do you do for this? What do you take for this?" And
Yeah.
He goes on tangents. He's a good guy to have on speed dial. Solly below.
He answers the phone. You got to give Dave props on that.
Yeah.
He always finds time for his friends.
He does answer the phone. I think I've sent more emails to Dave than anyone in my freaking life.
I'd go nuts if I got the messages that Dave got constantly.
Oh my god, dude! So because people have put this in the chat, like all the chats, people like wondering who is this Amon guy. So for those who don't know, I work directly for Dave running Species. So whenever you're emailing customer service for Species, you're talking to me. If you're ordering any Roy tests, you're talking to me. So some of those messages can get crazy though. That's for sure.
People just troll. That's just a troll, man. You just gotta ignore it all. Like people always like, Armand's on oxy again. Armand's high again. Like this. Like, bro. Yeah, like I've been clean for 4 years. Dude, people don't understand. Like I'm tired a lot because I work a lot. I have kids, and I work my ass off. Like me and my wife usually stay up till like 3 o'clock every night, like working on our supplement business and everything. And then we wake up around 6:37 to take my son to school. So I'm just sleep deprived a lot, but.
So Ryan Terry repeated. I guess he was last year. I think he won the last 2 years, so he's is the champion once again. It's crazy how history changes. Without Ronnie, J would have 9 wins. Flex would have like 1 or 2 wins, and LeBron would have 1 or 2 wins. Yeah.
Brandon and Ali didn't make up, I guess.
Get over it, guys. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's so petty.
So secure.
So petty.
Don't touch me.
Brandon's a little.
He's a diva.
If you watch him, he's very a diva, and his mannerisms are very
kumse, as they say. He's a little
female. Like,
yeah. Well, all these men's physique guys. I mean, the men's physique is just I don't know, man. You got to be wired different to do that division. It's not to knock these guys, but it would be hard for me to want to compete in a division that you're capped on, like you can't improve.
Yeah.
Like at some point you can't improve, and you're just stuck there, and it's just.
But a lot of them don't want to because it's not like you have to like push it or anything. You're just like you're there. You just kind of coast and just look the same. These guys don't have what it takes to like. Hey, I want to go. What physique guy went bodybuilding? Wasn't there's a physique guy that started physique and went bodybuilding? Was it Brett? Brett Wilkins? Was it
classic or men's physique?
Men's physique.
So Stanimal did.
Okay, Stanimal did.
Brett Wilkins was a classic physique guy that became.
Okay.
Yeah. So this guy says it's crazy how history changes. Without Ronnie, Jay would have 9 wins. Flex would have 1 or 2. LeBron would have like 1 or 2. I think if Ronnie, I think who knows? I think Flex Wheeler could have gone on a long run because who knows what happened.
Well, he would have had 1 for sure.
Do you know even though he won the Olympia, I feel like Big Ramy is the biggest what if in bodybuilding. I feel like that guy I feel like Big Ramy should have won like 8 or 9 Olympias. Right.
Well, if he didn't have that nerve damage in his back and the divots in his leg and all that stuff that was like obvious, they had to count out for. Yeah, if he could.
Hey, dude, I think he just had straight holes in his leg. It was crazy.
Yeah, he just had way too many people in his ear at all times. People just trying to, when you got great genetics like that, everybody's trying to get a piece, and a lot of he's getting advice from this person and this person. I'm sure he's probably listening to several of them and doing. He's not listening. He wasn't just listening to one person. I remember that one year they carved up on the like watermelon or something like that.
That's what Dennis James was saying. Yeah. Do you think Nick peaked too early? Looked better a week or 2 ago. Seemed like he melted away for prejudging. Well,
I think he peaked months too early when he peaked for the Pittsburgh.
I think, yeah. I mean, you can't judge what someone looks like on Instagram and compare it to their stage. It's just not the same thing.
No, I mean the lighting they take it in. You know, they have all those posing rooms. I don't know the gyms, but here we got absolute recomps. The posing rooms there, anybody can look good in that lighting. It's just look, that's that black room with the strong lighting, and then you know they filter them a little bit and they look great. And so I don't know why they do that, because they get on stage and then you see what they look like on stage. So
Why does I'm laughing at this because someone said I sound like Jason Genova.
what's up?
I said someone said I sound like Jason Genova in the comments, which I
Hmm.
find hilarious. I don't know if
I
you
don't
know
know
who Jason Genova is.
I know of him. Just I
Yeah.
wasn't like I didn't get the whole Jason Genova deal. Like people talked about it funny, and I never
It
thought
was-
any of that stuff was funny or entertaining at all.
it got too much, man. Dude, he
It was-
messages me on Facebook randomly, Jason Genova. It's so strange. He'll just message me, "Hi, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm good, man. What's going on?" But and he messages Dave sometimes too. Dave tells me, he goes, "Sometimes I hear from Jason Genova," and I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "What does he want?" So I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Instagram pictures, dude, some of these guys, how come every picture you see leading up to the show, they're in like a dark room? And how come it's never like a morning check-in they send to their coach and that they are going to post? It's
Yeah.
always this theatrical picture, right? It's never
Because it looks great. The lighting looks great at those gyms.
Yeah.
Like they're influencer gyms. They're made. They have the lighting all through the gyms too
Goon
to look the
lighting.
best. Yeah, and the posing rooms there. You go in there and the lighting's amazing too. It makes you look really good. So I mean, you can get some really cool pictures in there, but people expect to see that on stage too, though. That's a problem.
Yeah. I think you set yourself up for disappointment because I feel like if you're putting those pictures up, people are expecting that craziness. But if you put up these regular pictures of you just posing in your living room and you come out and you look crazy, then you really you over deliver. So, I don't know. So, but yeah, Nick Walker, man, I don't know if he someone asked, would Derek have looked better if he didn't compete at all except for the Olympia? I mean, I don't know. I
Who
think he looks
knows?
pretty fucking good.
It's really
Yeah.
hard to say, and I have to say that a lot of that depends on Chris, because Chris doesn't seem to have an issue peaking people multiple times in a row. Maybe he doesn't do anything so drastic that it can be done multiple times a year.
Yeah.
Mm.
But if you do a real severe carb depletion, it doesn't work multiple times a year.
Mm.
No.
Right, Armand?
No, yeah.
Maybe like twice a year. That's about it.
Yeah,
Like
it
every
depends on
6
the
months, that's about it.
depends on the person too, and their size
yeah.
and all that. Yeah, especially the bigger guys. It doesn't work great on.
Why do you think with Hani last year, Derek kind of shit the bed, but this year he turned it around so much with Chris. Do you know if there's, I don't know, I have no idea what Chris does. I have no idea what Hani does. But what do you have any idea of what Chris might have done differently that Hani
I think Hani
wasn't
had a
doing?
good formula for a while, and then it just stopped. It stopped working for Derek. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was the training. I don't know if he was just overtraining with a lot of the FST7 stuff. The quads were the main thing, though.
Yeah.
And then I know Derek was not happy at all that year how it went with Hani. So I think I don't think Chris was just some wizard that fixed all this great stuff. I think they did some very simple things that would
Ate more, I
change
think.
and. Yeah, and he looks better. But Hani got him. I
think-
mean, how many years was he with Hani? And he looked great with Hani. And Hani was,
Yeah.
He won that 212 Olympia. I think that was their
Yep,
first
yep.
show, and then he took second. So I'd say 3 years. He took
No,
two. He won the
I think he was with them the year before the 212, but I could
maybe.
be wrong.
Oh yeah, the year. Yeah, maybe you might be right. The year so maybe 4 years he was with Hani. So he was with Hani for 5 years.
I think
5 years.
when he went to open and he was growing and getting leaner at the same time, I don't know what either Chris or Hani does, but just by looking at it, it looks like Chris gave him more food, and that worked better for him as he's growing.
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
is Hani's not big on much diuretic use at all. I know that working with him and tons of people that worked with him.
I don't know if Chris is either, like Chad.
No, Chris is.
I've heard
Chris
Chris
is.
says,
Chris is very,
But I
very
mean,
heavily with the.
is he like a diazide guy, or is he like,
He's like an
Lasix and
he's
shit
like
like
an
me?
I've heard the same.
aldactone starting far out, and then I remember one year at nationals, I was talking to this guy. He was like, "Yeah, man, I look like shit." Chris gave me aldactone for 20 days straight, and then he gave me 7 diazides in the past couple days,
God.
and then he gave me another 4 diazides today. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" So, and then Chris uses Lasix too, and so he's very, a lot of people got sick.
Really?
You've got to remember. If you remember the Washington Post, they contacted me to talk about because they saw a video I made about Matt Jensen, and they contacted me. They're like, "Hey, do you want to do a story? We're running a story on coaches that have hurt people, like Shelby Starnes. They were doing it on. They had Chad Nichols in there, and they had Chris Cicito in there too." I said, "I can tell you about Matt Jensen because I have had a lot of his clients come to me, but I'm not willing to talk on the other guys. Like I know Shelby, unalived a lot of women. I think he had like 8 or 9 clients that passed away, like either the day
Holy
before or the day
shit.
after the show from diuretic use. And then Chris was in there too. You can still look it up. It was the Washington Post, something like that.
I think it was
Well,
the
they had-
Washington Post.
Yeah, they had Chris, they had Aceto in there, Chad Nichols in there, and Shelby Starnes.
This guy says is Hottie a top 15, 20 bodybuilder of all time? I would say yes.
Yeah,
15 of all time.
that's a
think
lot
so.
of people. What do you got? Kevin Leroney, Flex, Sean Ray, Ronnie.
How many Mr. Olympias
you got a lot
have
of
there been
people.
again? 19 Mr. Olympias, right?
19, something like that, yeah.
So top 15, I don't know, man.
He's won an Arnold too, and he's been in like the top Olympia spots for a while now.
He may be like the 15th.
You don't think Hottie beats Flex Wheeler?
It's so hard to say because he won an Olympia, but Flex Wheeler is so
I think-
iconic. No one's ever gonna have a body like his again.
But Hottie, I think, like with
Yeah.
conditioning and muscularity, would really overpower Flex Wheeler.
Oh,
I
if
like
they were
Flex
competing
before-
against each other, I agree, but no, it's hard
I
to
like
say.
Flex before he ruined his arms with all the synthol arms and shoulders and triceps. It was a little too much. I
The
mean,
calves.
it's everything. Yeah, I mean, there, a certain point, I think it's fine to use, but when you just start abusing
No.
it like that,
Because there's a difference between cyclin or escyclin and the other stuff.
Yeah.
Escyclin
yeah.
was so temporary, and that's what Charles Glass was using on him. I don't want to say, I'm sorry. No, that's the rumors. I don't know this for a fact, but rumors
Allegedly.
allegedly, that they were doing this, and that's why he looked so crazy.
I saw Flex the other day. He was doing an interview, and his elbow was like literally this big. It was so pointy, and this long.
Knobby, yeah.
Yeah, it was really long.
What is that from? Is that from?
Growth.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Because they said what's his name? Chris Dickerson had really pointy elbows, right?
Yeah. But I think
yeah.
Chris Dickerson was using the cadaver growth, right?
I think so. That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chris Dickerson was a Mr. Olympia, and I wouldn't put I wouldn't put Chris Dickerson in the top freaking 30 bodybuilders of all time.
No.
So that's it. Doesn't matter.
No.
Who do you think
But I
was
would
the
put
worst?
LeBron in there. And he didn't win an Olympia.
Yeah, I would put
Yeah.
LeBron in top 30. Yeah. Who do you think? Who do you think's the worst Mr. Olympia ever?
Chris Dickerson.
Is it Chris Dickerson? I think it's him or Frank Zane. I think it's one of those two.
Frank Zane won too many though, so you can't say that.
He's
won
like
3.
180. He was like 180 pounds though.
I agree, but he won 3.
I know. Yeah, he won multiple. Yeah.
So
I think when
only won
Curry
one.
when Curry got it too, there was no competition that year when Curry got
Yeah,
it.
it was a
very
weak,
weak year.
Yeah, it was a weak
He got
year.
lucky.
Yeah.
I will say though, even though Brandon won it that year, the next 2 years he took second to Rami. So I'm like, maybe that kind of like he beat Phil that 1 year, and I don't know, he kind of made up for it. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Here's the classic guys. They're doing their final call out.
I really like Terrence, and I hope
I really like Terrence too, man. I like that guy. Also, the guy who's probably going to get fourth. I forget his name.
I was there when this Justin Bannerina guy turned pro.
He's from New
What's
Jersey, so I know him from that. He's the guy. He has the man bun. He was
Tampa,
a
he
dark
won in
horse
Tampa.
here. because he beat Logan, he beat Matt Grego.
I
He beat a
can't
lot
believe
of
he beat
bigger names.
Grego.
Dude, Grego looked. Grego was really off today, man. Grego was like, I don't know what he did, but he was like soft.
Something happened because everybody was saying that he was going to, Chris Aceto did a great job with him and he looks incredible. And, something happened.
Logan's not in the top 10. I think Logan is in the top 10. This isn't 10 people, so.
Mike Double is, huh?
Mike, yeah, I was
Double.
surprised to see Mike Double in that lineup. I mean, he was
I
pretty
was
shredded.
too. I wasn't sure if he, because there's some other people that are really good too. But like you said, man, this is it's so close between these guys because of height and weight. They really do all look the same.
Yeah.
Someone said when Brandon won the Olympia, he beat Hadi and Bonnick. Yeah, but Hadi wasn't who he is now. Hadi literally showed up the day before the Olympia that year, and like was like
Really, and
really
honestly, he looked so much better at the night show that year.
yeah. Had Hadi come a week before the show, maybe he would have won the show. But
Yeah,
he
and also he had the lump in his shoulder that year, right?
He doesn't have lumps in his shoulders anymore. He didn't have lumps tonight at all. So
Whatever he has now is scar tissue, but
Yeah.
you know what I think it was? I think is he's coming from Iran, and I honestly I know this sounds stupid, but I think he's like, well, I can't take anything with me, so 3 cc's here, 3 cc's here. Let's get on the plane, and then it lumps.
You don't
up.
think Hani?
No.
Hani had
Hani-
stuff waiting for him here?
Yeah.
Like,
Of course he did.
Well,
if not
I
Hani,
would think that, but that
someone
doesn't.
did.
Then Hani would know better than to have him to stick anything in his shoulder. That's why I don't get it.
He's
Hani definitely
stubborn,
had
though.
like doctor freaking top notch stuff ready for it when he got here.
Yeah.
I mean, the top notch stuff is in Iran.
Oh yeah, that's just true.
Yeah, you can't come here 3 weeks out and not have any gear for 3 weeks
No.
leading into
No,
a
that
show.
one show that he did where he showed up the day before. That's the
Oh,
one.
that was the first
okay,
Olympia.
yeah.
Maybe,
That's why I
maybe.
think he put
Maybe.
something in his shoulder before he
Yeah,
left.
he-
Just
yeah,
that one
he
time.
Could have, yeah.
Franco
But
Colombo.
you never know, man. There could be some kind of what do you want to call it? Let's say American gangster operation going on in bodybuilding where some of the pharmaceutical stuff from Iran is finding its way in small packages, getting its way over here.
It does.
The top 30
I
poses.
know, I'm being sarcastic.
I appreciate you guys
I
staying
know.
on for the show, guys. I appreciate you guys going through this. By the way, so here, this
That's
is the top
cool because
3.
now I know who's sending me the fiber lies. It's you.
Yeah, it's me.
So by the way, thanks for the last package. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah.
No, anyone who's watching this, listen, when you get over 40, 45, invest in fiber lies. It'll make a huge difference in your life.
Invest in
Seriously,
Fiberlize
it
now.
really will.
Fiberlize is
Really.
truthfully my favorite product.
For sure.
All your
No
life,
question.
yeah.
But you really have to when you're over 40 or else you're going to suffer health.
Like a lot of people that have like protein farts all the time and stuff like that. I tell people like you shouldn't be farting all day. You're either taking
No.
like a shitty whey protein or your digestion's messed up. Like I mean, when I first started competing, like I had a lot of gas and all that stuff because I was taking really shitty protein. And then once I started eating whole foods and all that, I never had gas. I'd take my fiber,
never
go to
have
the
gas,
bathroom,
dude.
and that was this. Yeah.
My son makes fun of me. He says my farts don't stink.
No, I do two. I do one scoop like midday, and then one usually after my last meal, and then I
two of the fiber lies. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
do
works
2
best for me
scoops.
too. Yeah.
I like that. Prep, I actually love taking fiber life. So like when you're hungry as fuck and you want to feel a little full, you can drink a fiber life.
If you did it in the morning, woke up and took it in the morning, you'd stay full for a little while.
Yeah, I usually it does help. But yeah, Fiberlize is like absolute game changer.
I mean, listen, not to be graphic, but as time goes by, you lose the ability, like when you're a kid, where Greg said this in After Hours, but it was the commercial that Jimmy the Bull did, but it's one of those things where you really just need less and less toilet paper, and I think that's a healthy thing,
Yeah.
I'll weigh in just because you guys are talking about it so much. Fiberlize is fantastic. It truly is life changing.
This is Tyler, guys, who's the producer of the show. Tyler, the creator.
Hello.
Listen,
Yeah,
and for
you
anybody
should
out
have.
there who hasn't tried it yet, and I know that's on back order, but you really got to try Species Mac
No,
Oil. I'm
fuck
not
no,
just
Mac
saying,
oil is Mac
yeah,
oil.
I'm not just saying this, guys, but seriously, I actually do try a lot of other companies' Mac Oil, and Species has the best Mac Oil I've ever had.
They do.
So
They
Mac,
do.
It
the
really is.
reason
There's a buttery taste to it. It's incredible.
the Mac oil guys, the reason it takes a while is because we have to get it from South Africa because
South Africa, yeah,
it's
I know.
farmed on a macadamia nut farm, so it's imported and dealing with customs, and you got to get on a boat over here. It takes a while, but we should have
And glass
Mac
bottles and
oil.
everything.
Yeah, we should have it in Mac. We should have it in by the end of the week. Did working for Species firsthand, I'll tell you, Dave puts a lot of effort into investing into supplements. Like he puts a lot
Oh,
of
like
effort.
even his aminos, they're this fermented stuff. It's not the hair. It's not the aminos from
I'm still,
people's hair, you
I
know?
still got a 101 right now.
Oh my
Jeez.
god, dude!
I've taken Tylenol, ibuprofen, man.
Dude, if you got a dib,
No, I'm
if you feel
good.
too
I'm
sick,
tired. I'm
okay,
tired of shit. As soon as I get off here,
okay.
I'm gonna crash. I didn't even eat anything
Uh,
today at all. But I never get
Oh.
sick, so this is just like it's all right. It's all good. I haven't been sick in a long time. I've had
That's crazy that you never
appendix
get sick and you
for
have
a long time.
kids.
Yeah, I know. I'm crazy about my son. I'm like, don't touch your mouth. Here's sanitizer. Don't touch your mouth.
I mean, I guess your daughter's a little older, but you're, or old enough not to, to know better. But
Yeah.
son's young. Amazon, yeah, guys. So Amazon still is carrying our Mac nut oil. They have some on hand, but a species you'll get on the Species site soon.
And the Omega Lies. I mean, come on.
Every
It has
product,
evening
man.
primrose oil in it. People don't understand that. Evening primrose oil is what you use to keep your liver, optimal. And it has it in there. And you would have to buy that as a total separate thing. But then you have to get your omega, and then you have to buy evening primrose oil outside of it when you can get Species and it has all of it in there.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, so Dave created all these supplements for his own personal use.
Yeah, he did.
So he made these for himself. So he ensured there's so much testing that goes on, third party testing that's needed. It's a process, but Dave could make sure he goes through all that to make sure he's delivering the best products. This guy looks good. This guy looks like Nasser,
Mhm.
right? With the glasses and everything. Looks great though.
If he has great shape. If he would have been a little bit harder, he would have placed a lot higher.
Who's
If
the
he's got a
worst,
keen
Mister?
waist.
Who's the worst, Mr. Olympia? Franco Colombo or Chris Dickerson?
The worst?
Chris.
Who's worse?
Chris.
You say Chris? I'd say Chris too. Yeah.
Chris, yeah.
I think Franco was a better bodybuilder than Arnold.
Franco
He
was
was
very
just
well rounded
short.
too with his strength,
Yeah,
strongman stuff.
Sure.
Powerlifting also.
I mean, one of the
Really
years
tragic
he won.
how he died drowning. It's so tragic.
I
how he
know.
died drowning.
Yeah.
Sucks.
By the way, speaking of bodybuilders dying, what's the average age for a bodybuilder now? Is it like 50 something? Like
The
they're all
average age for
dying. Like a
Seems
bodybuilder.
like
Like
it.
they're every,
Seems-
it seems like it's like they don't make it past 60 these days. That the majority of the people that grew up in the growth hormone age, like all enlarged hearts, they're dying from one reason or another.
Do you think that generation of bodybuilders was also doing a lot of recreational drugs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that
Even the guys that I hung out with at Golds when I was like 18, 19, the guys in the like late 30s, 40s, I mean, they were using a lot of rec stuff, coke, Nuvain,
Ecstasy,
GHB,
GHB,
opiates, yeah.
ketamine.
and being that heavy too, right? And not doing all that stuff on your heart probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like every week you see another guy die or you see a lot of women dying now too, which is strange.
Well,
Diuretics and stuff,
that's
it's
there because
crazy.
it's the diuretics they use because they take diuretics throughout the year for like shoots all the time, so they're using it often. I talked to a lot of these girls' friends, and that's what they use a lot of diuretics, not just for competing, just throughout the year to look in shape for a show. You remember that how the one young girl died? She lived here.
At the one who went to the Arnold
as
and died.
simple
Yeah,
as,
the one to
they,
Arnold.
they have a menstrual cycle and they have a photo shoot and they take a diuretic for that,
Yeah.
The girl from the Arnold, or who passed at the Arnold, she was taking apparently DMP and diuretics to just look good at the Arnold, to walk around at the expo and look good. Like
I
anybody
wonder what
cares,
happened to George DeBull. Remember George Patterson?
You know what's weird with him? So George the Bull, when he died at 37 of like I guess an aneurysm. His
Was
dad,
it?
I think so. It was a something, or I might have been an aneurysm. It might have been a heart attack. But his dad died at 37 of the same thing. So his dad
Genetic,
died.
yeah.
So I think that was a genetic thing. And when they did his like autopsy, like a ton of the drugs he was taking turned out to be fake.
Fake. Mhm.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
With a
He
lot
was
of the
really
black
on like
guys
test and
too.
EQ, that's it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All the
So I
black
think
You know,
guys
it
that's
makes
too.
me
They
wonder
need
though,
to get checked
it's
up
like,
more.
do
yeah.
these I've never heard of any coaches ever being held or even questioned about anybody dying. It just
And it's
you gotta
ultimately, I guess, the athlete's responsibility of what they're putting in their
Well,
bodies.
well, it's a, you would it's
Shelby
always that way unless
Starnes.
someone wants to shift the
Yeah,
blame.
Shelby Starnes was he went away for a while because another girl that almost died from Shelby Starnes was going on a podcast and talking regularly about him, and she's like, "I trusted this guy. I thought he was one of my best
Yeah.
friends. I thought he had
Yeah,
my
he
best
just stopped
interest."
doing it, right?
And I think she was in kidney failure. She had to do dialysis, but she's like, "Yeah, I'm sick for the rest of my life." So
That's really, yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. I guess if you
He
don't
was
know
in,
anything
you
and
know,
you
a couple months of diuretics. That's I heard, or a month at least.
yeah,
That's
but he disappeared for a while. Like I don't know
yeah,
if
he
he's
did.
back
Yeah.
again and doing it, but yeah, disappeared for a
time
while.
heals all wounds.
Yeah,
If enough time passes, people tend to forget, and then or they just don't care anymore, and they just
right.
all of his
And
girls have that same look. Like every girl he trains has that same
people
really
in this sport are very forgiving. You notice
yeah.
that though? Like if you do something like, like my life, like
Yeah.
a year or two when this is all over with, I'm sure people will be accepting again.
Yeah, people forget. You do your thing. You'll be fine. I mean, it's gonna suck, but you know,
So how we go? Here's Ramon. Chris was very high. I mean, again, Chris is his coach. Chris and Dave both picked Ramon to win. I still have Terrence
He
winning
he
this
looks
show.
better here than he did this in prejudging.
He wasn't as lean this. So this guy, I know guys like
Prior.
Ramon and Mike the Badass, they cut a ton of weight to make this division. Urs used to cut it. Like, why don't they, as a bodybuilder, why limit yourself? Why not go test the next level? Why not go to 212? Why not go to open?
I don't know.
You know? Do you think they
Well,
just want to hold on to be
Mike
the
has that.
champion?
Mike has that. There's a disease he has for his liver. He has to make sure his enzymes don't get too high. So I don't know if it'd be
Right.
smart for him to do. Ramon, he'd have to get really big to compete in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like Ramon,
Well,
if he has go ahead, Armand.
I mean, you saw Horse MD. He dropped. He quit bodybuilding.
He
Dropped
looked
down to
wait,
classic.
he looked
No, yeah,
absolutely terrible, man. He looked
really
You
bad.
brutally
can't, you
bad.
can't, you can't just lose copious amounts of muscle and think your skin's going to be tight and you're still going to look good.
No,
It doesn't work
no.
like that.
I mean, do you remember when we talked about it earlier?
Here we go.
Regan went
Here's
down to
Terrence.
classic. Terrence, man, this is the best poser in the sport for sure.
And he
I mean,
brought
it's
his
hard.
legs up too.
These guys have to eat so much food. Bodybuilding,
Yeah.
it's miserable, and they don't want to do it, and they think like, oh, so not. It's different. These classic guys can have their food a certain way and just keep competing and not really have to force feed and do that crazy stuff that bodybuilders do with the food.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think just because the off season is such a difficult process for a bodybuilder that
Yeah.
most of these guys just want to do classic? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people I've worked with, there, prepping is they have a lot easier time. When it comes to off season, they kind of drop out, or they'll come back with me after they. I'm like, dude, we needed to grow in the off season. You're just going with
Yeah.
the same. You have the same starting spot. So off season, because you don't have a goal to really do. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna have a year to just eat and eat and eat, and I don't look good.
Yeah.
I feel bloated. My stomach hurts, and so a lot of people have issues with that. They could become
These
great bodybuilders. They just can't do the off seasons.
yeah, these classic guys, they can compete like at the amateur level, just compete over and over and over too, right?
Yeah.
And they can also
And
take like half the year off stuff because they don't have to keep growing
Yeah.
and growing.
Yeah, it's definitely an
It
easier
could be more
process.
it could be healthier.
I'm sure it is, yeah. Because you're also not at a higher body weight. Your weight's not fluctuating so much. Someone wrote in the chat, will Nick Walker fire his coach? I don't think so.
It's kind of a trend though. and you don't do well, they go to the next guy.
Well, they're
I know
friends
he has.
also. They're close
They're
friends.
friends,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how he got to coach him because I didn't know who Kyle was up until like recently because probably the last year or so, maybe because I know that he grew up with Nick and they were close friends. And he
He's from my
finally just
area
yeah, I
in
know.
Georgia.
Yeah, I had a couple other guys I worked with up there that went to the same gym as him, and I think
I'm in Florida now, but when I was in
Yeah, I
Georgia,
know.
I knew Kyle,
Yeah.
But it's with Kyle. I don't mean he brought him in good at Pittsburgh. I don't know if this is just a one off where I don't know what Kyle. I have no idea what Kyle's protocols are. I have no idea what he does for people. So, I mean, if Nick does leave his coach, who does he go to? You know what I mean? And I don't think that's a smart move to leave your
Or
coach
who's
after
going
one
to
bad
take
show.
him if they find out that he's not doing these things to make sure his health is good? Because the last thing you want to be as a coach where your client ends up
Yeah.
unfortunately getting sick or something like that with you. It makes it look like it's your fault.
I mean, Dominic Super Slice is a good coach. I know he's a good coach.
I think he's a great coach. He's a great
He
coach.
focuses a lot more on the health aspect of it because he works at a health clinic, I believe in Vegas. They do, the dietitian do all the health work. But and Nick just didn't like that stuff. And I think, with this coach Nick has now, Kyle, how much stuff is Nick saying, hey, let's do this? And Kyle's just like, yeah, that sounds good and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who's really leading the way?
Yeah, when you're training that elite of a guy, you don't want to lose him as a client, so you kind of bend to what he's telling you. Here's Mike the Badass. He looks better than he did this morning. I think he looks better than he did this morning.
Did he give himself that name? Because I'm all about nicknames because they're cool, but come on now, Mike the Badass. That's a little corny.
Yeah, I don't know how he got that name.
Well, he gave it to himself, I'm sure.
He must have given it to
I can tell you for a fact, I did not call myself Guru Ramin or ever. None of that shit. Other people always labeled me as this crap.
Well, you've been around for a while too. I mean, you've been.
I was the mad scientist in the beginning. I kind of like that, but
someone said, "Who is this?"
Mike just doesn't look as big as he did last year. I mean, obviously.
I think because he had to suck down more weight. I think it's a lot of this whole height thing is kind of strange that they pulled this off 5 days before the show, right? Like they made it such a big deal.
It's because it leaked that his hair and that I think they should all. I think Classic should all get a boost, another boost in weight, like 5 more pounds or something.
This guy put in the chat, if you could pick any athlete this year to be your client, who would you pick? So you guys as coaches, who would you want as a client?
Bro, I'm good with prepping the lifestyle people. I've prepped bodybuilders too long.
If you were if you were to prep one guy, you had to pick one guy to prep in this.
Yeah.
Who would you want to do?
I would pick Andrew because I know I could get him totally shredded. He would look nuts.
Probably someone like down, not in the top 5 or 6, so they could improve. And
you think they're probably more apt to listen to you too, probably if you get some.
It's hard to get the guys to listen because they've had so many coaches and they want to be like, well, this used to work for me. It's hard to explain. I'm like, listen, you hired me, trust me. We do things differently. And they don't. They'll do things and be like, well, I did this and this and when you do this long enough, that just pisses you off. You're like, listen, I have your best interest, and if you don't trust me, why would you hire me in the first place?
Right. They want you to tell them how good they are, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Like a cheerleader. How do you guys feel about some of these like Sean Ray says this a lot, like these bodybuilders don't need coaches anymore and they just do everything themselves?
Sean just says
I know. I agree.
That they don't need coaches. I mean,
that they don't need coaches.
He doesn't like chat or anything. He thinks it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you do it on your own, you got no one to blame but yourself.
But I don't think when you're close to a show, you can't think rationally. And
you can't. It's hard.
Very few people can prep themselves, and a lot of these people, they just don't know the information. They get into the sport or competing, whatever. They don't know anything. Like the guy, the top classic guy was prepping. He knew nothing about nothing. Like the most basic things, I would have to break it down for him. So I made sure he was doing things right. Like, hey, you can't eat catfish for your fish
Catfish.
meals.
Catfish.
Like I'm serious. I gotta pee.
Catfish. Jeez. This is the top 5. So we got Jose Ma. We got Noel Darby. I think that's how you say his name. And then you got Ramon. You got Mike the Badass, and you got Terrence Ruffin. So Brayon didn't make the top. Brayon didn't even make the top 5 this year. Logan Franklin didn't make the top 5. Matt Grego didn't make the top 5. So a lot of favorites who people thought were going to make the top 5 didn't make it. You still got Terrence. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
me
do.
too. Me too.
And I have Mike in second or Ramon, actually. It's close between those two. It's really hard to say.
I really
Mike
like.
does
I really
just look
like
a
it.
little flat, though. He looks a little like he deflated some, and
Yeah.
Ramon still looks good. Yeah, Mike lost some size trying to make weight.
Yeah, you can't, it's too much to make up in
24 hours,
one day,
yeah, whatever.
A 5-man pose down is just weird.
I wouldn't be
think-
surprised if Mike gets third.
Third, maybe.
I'm just saying,
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Are the routines scored in
Terrence,
classic? Routines are not scored. I don't believe.
Terrence, Ramon, and then Mike. Could be.
Yeah. I really think Terrence should win. I think he brought it all together. Mike's either winning or third. Yeah, probably.
There you go. That was a great close down. That was really good.
Let's see what we got. All right, I think 5th is going to be Neil Dewari. I think that's how you say his name. The guy with the glasses.
Yeah, I agree.
There it is, yeah. I think 4th is going to be Jose Ma or Josema,
Yep.
however you say his name.
Yep.
Next up, our friends at GNC that sponsored 4th place. They had a Flex Lewis.
He looked really good, man, this guy.
Hotel this weekend.
This is a guy who could probably go to open too, though, right? Like if he put on enough muscle.
Got a great shape.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so now we're in the nitty gritty. So I think 3rd place is going to be. You think it's going to be Mike? I mean,
I don't know, man. Mike or Ramon. I still have Terrence in first.
I have Terrence. If Terrence gets 3rd, I'm going to be pretty surprised.
I could see them doing that to them too, though. You know, this top 3 right here is very close.
And they're all very different, right? They're also different.
They're all very
looking,
different,
so,
and either one
yeah.
of and it could go any way. Really, the judging was no indication that anyone was in first.
Your 3rd place finisher.
Wow!
What? You gotta be kidding me!
Wow! I had Terrence
my God.
winning.
Don't see that. Well, then I guess Mike won. Ramon got second.
Yeah. I think Mike was just next in line then, right?
Mm-hmm. Because Terrence looked better to me.
So you don't think Ramon's going to win? I
No, because
I
I think
Ramon's more of a class. I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
I'm really shocked. I really
agree.
had Terrence winning that show.
But I
man.
think
That's-
because he got second last year, I think he's going to win now. Because I had Terrence winning, like you said. It
yeah,
threw me off.
that's a tough pill, man. You can tell that bother. Yeah, he was not expecting that.
See, now Terrence realizes that he can't win because if he's against these two guys and he looked that good and he didn't win, he can't
Well,
win.
listen, Ramon and Mike might move out of Classic, or Ramon might definitely move out of Classic. I don't know.
Ramon would need to take a couple years off if he goes to Open because he's going to have to really fill out that frame.
Do you think he would, or is it like
I don't
Urs where he
think
already had
it's
the
going to
muscle?
be. I think he needs to win this first.
Yeah. Right here, I would give it to Ramon, to be honest. If it's
Yeah, I
between
agree.
these two guys.
I agree. Right here, yeah.
Either way,
Going to walk away with a check for $100,000.
100 grand, huh?
no, he's going to say and new, and you still won't know.
First place check. First place score. The Olympia gold medal. And the title of 2025 Samson Olympia champion. Two-year winner. And new classic champion. New classic champion.
Ramon Dino won.
Ramon.
Awesome. He deserved it, man. Mike was a little bit flat. He didn't look as
Mike
full
wasn't.
as
Mike
Ramon.
wasn't at his best.
He couldn't recover from losing that weight. He couldn't
No.
he couldn't pull it back together again.
Mike wasn't at
Congratulations, Ramon. He deserved it. Although I thought Terrence should have
his
won.
best. I had Terrence. I had Terrence. I like Terrence. But
I like Ramon beating Mike. I still like that.
if I'm Terrence, I do the Arnold for sure.
Cool.
So
So Mike
Ramon
didn't win, huh?
Ramon finally did it,
Ramon
man.
won,
He
yeah.
finally did it.
Cool. That's awesome. Awesome.
Apparently, he's from like some middle of nowhere of Brazil, which is like from a really hard area in Brazil, and made it out now. And
Congratulations to Chris Aceto.
so Cito's got him on the board. Man, Aceto might win the Classic and the Open.
He is.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
brag
he-
about it.
yeah.
Don't brag about it. I'm bragging about it.
Someone asked on the chat if you and Aceto are cool. It was a start.
No. No, when he pulled that shit, that was no, he never apologized or anything. You know, like, dude, I'm straight up with people. Like, if you're respectful and cool with me and all that, when that whole thing Patrick went down, that he attacked me and all that, and what's ironic is, I was, telling him like how like Patrick Moore wasn't a good guy and he was a con artist and all that, and Chris was like, it's okay. Like, he was saying, Chris Aceto was saying it was okay that Patrick Moore snitched on the owner of the gym and because he told a cop that he sells gear. I'm like, in what world is that okay? Dude, you've been in bodybuilding forever, and it's okay if someone, that says they're from the streets tells the cops like, oh, that guy's selling gear.
Yeah, no,
And
you don't do that.
And Chris, I was tired that night. I remember Chris was just kind of attacking me. I'm like, are you serious, Chris? I'll be honest, I lost a lot of respect for Chris.
What's ironic is after the Arnold, Patrick Moore made a post and totally shitted on Chris.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it was
Yeah,
ironic because he didn't pay Chris. He shit on Chris and all that. I'm like, look, Chris, dummy, like, how stupid are you? Like, you had this guy's back for something that, I mean, I got so many messages that were like, man, what is wrong with Chris? Chris is totally in the wrong. Why couldn't he apologize and all that? So it was no, Chris never apologized to me. If you're a man,
That's really weird. I never thought him to be that kind of person to not apologize.
no, it really disappointed me because I known Chris for years. It was a really weird thing.
Yeah.
He attacked me for no reason, and I went on that show that night just to like, Dave's like, hey, you want to come on? I was like, bro, I'm in bed, but
Well,
I
he had a
can get
reason.
on.
The reason was you said something about his client. That was his reason.
Yeah, but that's his client.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
yeah.
just saying that was his reason.
he's very biased, but this client, but I mean, if someone said, someone calls the police are called and
Yeah,
you
there's
get in
no
a fight,
excuse for that.
you get in a fight, and then you're telling the cops that, hey, the gym owner is selling, Patrick was telling the cops the gym owner is selling gear, trying to get him in trouble.
Yeah, I
And
know.
Patrick
Some
lives
bitch
in
ass
Houston.
shit.
I think he moved, maybe. I think he just moved to Florida, but he has a very bad name here. He would screw people over all
He's
the
in
time.
Florida. I think he trains
Yeah,
at MI40 in like Tampa
yeah,
or
he does.
something.
He would get people would pay him for prep or training. He would keep the money. Like and then after that night, I think he messaged me texted me something. I texted him something back, and it was like whatever. And then like a few weeks later after that, Patrick was still on that. Like it said something. I was like, man, Patrick, you got to get your shit together. You got in your life or something. And then he made some stupid remark like I'll knock your ass, something stupid. I'm like, okay, back, cool, dude. Like, grow up, dude.
You're
40
almost
years
40
old.
years old. Yeah.
He is 40. Like grow
Yeah.
up. And then Chris to back that. First of all, he's very partial to his black athletes. He's always has been. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. And then it didn't make any sense. And Chris never apologized. Like, hey man, I'm sorry, I overreacted. So I'm not a fan of Chris.
Yeah. So this was Ramon's speech. So Portuguese. He looks a lot better, Ramon, than he did this morning. I was saying this earlier. I still think Terrence should have won, but I mean, he looked really good. So congratulations for him. All the dinosaurs are going to be in the chat now.
Good, awesome.
All your fans in Brazil, and you tell them in Portuguese to please stop sending me those dinosaur.
Oh, he's just talking about it now. Yeah. All right. Now we're at the end of the night. Finally, they get crowned Olympia. So I think it's safe to say Derek wins. So we'll see what happens.
Good for Dino. Good for Dino. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He'll be back.
he'll be back. He was in and out before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. People were used to say like the classic division was going to overtake open bodybuilding. I think you said it. It's just because of C-Bum from before, but not anymore. I don't think that's a thing that classic is going to overtake open.
That was once C-Bum has stepped out. It's not that they don't have that popularity anymore that it used to. So and then you got Urs that's moving up, and people are seeing like, hey, these classic guys can move up. They should move up if they're sucking. Like Urs, of course he looked like a national competitor up here, but listen, he was sucking down so much, losing muscle. That sucks to lose muscle just to make a certain class. Let your body grow into the class.
The whole point of bodybuilding is to self-improvement, right? And being your best and bringing your best. So you want to do that. So
yeah.
So good props to Urs though, because Urs could have easily kept trying to suck down and win the open title, but he took the chance and went to the open division. So that takes some balls.
Yeah. I'm glad. I like that he did that. Maybe he'll have some others do that. I mean, not probably maybe some younger guys coming up doing that. Logan, all them. They're a little older. I think Logan's like 40 or something like that.
I think Logan might be close to 30. I don't know how old Logan is.
Logan, no.
Or maybe you're right. I don't know.
He should train at my gym. One of my.
Oh, yeah, he's in Texas, right? Logan Franklin.
He's at Houston, I believe, but he used to be in Dallas. He trained in Dallas for a while. So
Logan Franklin has to be pissed, man. He didn't even crack the top 5.
Yeah,
I really like.
He came from men's physique too, right?
Yeah, he was men's physique, and then he went to classic.
He's 34.
34, okay.
Good for her.
So he's still young enough if you want.
Yeah.
He said though he was on Fuad's podcast that
Uh-huh.
he said he'll never go up. He said he'll never move up.
No, I don't think he has the physique to. Urs
No.
kind of that does. He doesn't have the physique to go up because you got to remember he was a men's physique guy and pushed it up to classic.
Yeah,
So I don't think he could push it up to.
I think Ramon is the next guy who could probably move up to the open, and I don't know anybody else after him. Just for us.
Probably some younger guys coming up early 20s. Maybe
What about that guy that you were coaching, the young kid, the classic kid? That's very good.
Dude, that was nightmare, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he came to me from Kyle, Nick's coach, right?
Yeah.
And they had a lot of drama going on. I said, listen, because I trained his name is Anton. I trained Anton's best friend coached him for 3 years. And he's like, I really want Anton to work with you. He's got a lot of mental issues going on, but I think he's good this year. I was like, well, all the drama with his ex-coach, I don't want him bringing it that. I don't want to feel like I'm taking someone's client. I've never been that way. Like going to poach clients like a lot of these coaches do. Yeah. And so he owed him some money. He paid him off, and then we got started. And he took off, and he was texting me all the time, like, "Man, this is the best. I've learned more from you in the first few weeks than I ever did from other coaches." And then he started calling me and doing wacky stuff, like, "Hey, I'm seeing all these numbers that when I'm driving through the day that's showing me signs that I shouldn't do the Texas Pro." And I'm like, dude, don't start with that crazy stuff with me. So he was coming to Texas to train with me for a week, right? Him and his girlfriend. So the day he was supposed to be here, I'm like, "Where's that Texas phone?" I'm like, "Where you at? When you want to meet at the gym?" Nothing. Later that day, his friend calls me. He's like, "Hey, he got picked up by the police at the airport." So when he was going through TSA, he was chanting like he was in an episode, or he's got a lot of issues. And I talked to Kyle about it too, because Kyle messaged me after we dropped each other. He's like, Kyle has said, man, he's got a lot of issues, and because Kyle's like, I wonder what happened between him. And so I made him sign a NDA before we worked together, because I'm like, you're going to do this show. I saw he had a lot of issues, and I'm like, I'm not sure if he could even make it to the show because he's got a lot going on up there, right?
Yeah.
So he got Baker acted. You know what that is? So it's where instead of arresting you, they take you in for a mental evaluation, because he cut the line. He cut the line of TSA at the airport and then sprinted through TSA, and they like grabbed him and tackled him.
Oh my god!
And so they hold you for I believe 72 hours. They hold and evaluate you to see if you're whatever. So I did a lot for this kid. I mean, I even talked to his dad, and I'm asking his dad, I'm like, does he have mental issues that run in the family or anything like that? And I even had him working with a life coach friend of mine I sent him to, because he had a lot of issues. Let's be real. A lot of bodybuilders have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
They get into the sport. So that's fine. That's fine. But the things he would do, and he would text me. He started texting me all this wacky stuff like 5 weeks out. Like, hey, can I have Greek yogurt instead of chicken? Can I have just silly stuff? And I'm like, no. I'm like, listen, if you want to do this, and at this time, he competed at 193 at his previous show, Pittsburgh. So he's way under the weight cap, because his weight's like, I think like 210, 212 for his height. Yeah. And we got him up to 240 pounds. Like, he was shredded. So I'm like, hey, we're going to barely make weight, but you're going to be a freak. He has amazing genetics. He can get in shape and all that. And about 4 weeks out, he's like, hey, we started a Rimidex, and I had him start doing cardio 3 times a week for 20 minutes. And he sent me a message. He's like, hey, I tore my quad. I think it's from the Rimidex you had me start and the cardio. He didn't tear his quad. He was lying.
Hadi Chopin won the People's Champion.
Mine's lagging still.
So Hadi's a People's Champ. I didn't see that coming. I saw it was going to be Andrew.
I thought it was going to be Andrew.
Yeah.
But I finally just told that story because I've been
Yeah.
getting nonstop messages, people
They were
asking me to tell
they
the
were
story.
they were flaming the comments in Hero about it.
Oh yeah,
Before
because
he
I
came
told
on,
people a
like,
while back. I said I'll tell the story eventually, but then when something passes and you just don't even care. But the guy
yeah.
never paid me. He never paid me what he owed me for prep and just whatever. Just
He
one of
just
those
won a
guys.
show over the weekend.
Yeah, no,
Last
yeah.
night, yeah.
And they dropped down and he competed and they were 10 pounds under the weight cap. I'm like, man, y'all burned off a lot of muscle I
Lot of
put on
muscle,
him.
yeah.
So, but it wasn't
You're
worth
pressed.
like I said,
Yeah.
it's not worth dealing with a lot of these top guys because he was the worst client I've ever had. I've never dealt with
Yeah.
someone with that much issues mentally. But
Yeah.
and I try to help people and work with them because I like to help people. But when you're
Right.
blatantly disrespecting me and telling me like I think I should do this instead of this, like, dude, you hired me as your coach. You need to listen to me. And he didn't know much about bodybuilding at all, so it was a little rough dealing with. It was very rough dealing with him.
So this is the top 10. Let's see if they do a final call out.
Thank you.
So it's Martin, Vito,
Tonio.
so this is for 5th and 6th now. There's Nick's in this call out too. This has got to be weird for Nick, right? Not being in that first call out of guys for the first. When's the last time he was in the second call out, right? I can't
Yeah.
even
I
remember.
wonder if he'll make a video in the next week or so, kind of like talking about what happened.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I'm sure there's something come out. But I can't remember the last time Nick was in the second call out. I think he was still an amateur,
Yeah, it's just,
right? It never
Yeah.
happened in the pros, even at the Olympia.
I mean, we all expected to see Nick really do something this Olympia. I didn't expect him to win, but I had him maybe like at the highest, maybe
third.
like third. Yeah,
I'm third, yeah.
got it too.
I definitely had him beating like Andrew and Martin and those guys, but
Yeah.
he was definitely a Cynics does here. He still has a ton of muscle, man. It's all just lumped together. It just really gets exposed at this level. And you know how it gets to those bigger guys, like who carry a lot of muscle, they break down a lot sooner.
Oh, your body does, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
injuries and nerve damage and all that stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I know he trains pretty light. He doesn't really use like crazy heavy weights or doesn't do a lot of free weight stuff. But I don't know.
No, he trains very smart.
Yeah.
Shout out to her back in Tennessee.
Yeah, he's not going to hurt himself.
At least Nick, he has a huge fan base.
Yeah.
That's all. That matters a lot, dude. He didn't do well here, but he has a huge fan base. You're still, on the Olympia stage. You got to look at all the positives. Some people look at only the negatives in their career. Got to look at all the positives, man. What you've accomplished in your career, having not very good, structure. So,
listen, man, a bad showing for him is still 6th in the world. So that's that's more than most can say. I know it's not what he wants, but he did good. Derek Lunsford. Man. I really would love to see them give it to Andrew. It's just not going to happen.
No. He's still just a little – got to put a little more size on for that height.
He has some – especially on these side shots, he gets pretty exposed.
Yeah. It's not like a 3D look like the other guys as much.
Even Samson beats him on the side shots.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he's better than Samson, but yeah. You might be right about Hadi in second.
Yeah. I got him in second. Good. We'll see.
It's close. Hadi lacks in back a lot, right? You would say compared to Derek?
Well, Derek's got an insane back, but Hadi usually, like yesterday, his back has a little watery film over it. That's what he usually has issues with before. So the
Yeah.
front usually gets really granite, like the abs, the chest, quads, but the back doesn't do the
No.
same.
Yeah. They
But
were
he's
talking
still a
about
little
the different.
flat in the quads.
Who's that? Toddy, you're saying is flat in the quads.
Yeah, I think it's still a little flat. He's not, we've seen a lot better Hottie before.
This will be good for Derek too, because I think when he first won the Olympia, a lot of people said Hottie should have beat him that year
Mhm.
too. So it's good for him to kind of solidify this if he does end up winning.
Oh, you're still gonna have all the crazy diehard Iranian fans like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
should have
yeah.
won, and if you make every time I make a video about Hottie, like, you should have, I get so much hate messages, like, I'm like, you understand, I'm Iranian. I'm not hating against Hottie. I'm just speaking the truth on, my opinion.
They're doing a full for all the Olympias in one call out, all the Olympia champions. Dude, Samson looks skinny, man. It's so weird.
Yeah, looks thinned out. He thinned out.
He just looks like he's losing.
He's got to figure out a different formula for next time or whatever show he does next.
I think you might have been in the bathroom or something, but me and Amina were talking. If he does get a new coach, it's weird because his wife's still going to be in the picture, obviously, like giving her opinion, right? So it's hard to balance that out.
Yeah.
What did they think it was? Let's see. All right, we got the pose down now, and then they'll do the top 6. Andrew jacked all day. I don't think about this. Would you have Samson in 4th, Armin?
I would.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we'll see if they do that.
Listen, man, if Martin beats Nick, that's going to do a lot for his confidence too, right? Even though it's an off Nick, that's going to help him, I think, making believe he could beat him.
Yeah. Martin's got a bright future, so he's got time.
I think
so.
I think so. There's a lot of time. And Martin doesn't blow up year after year after year to where he's going to, blow out his lines and stuff like that. Derek and Vito. Yeah, man. Samson. I think Samson was better at the Arnold than he was here.
Absolutely.
No, we got you back, Amin.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We hear you.
Let's see. Who do you think, Hottie or Derek?
I've Derek. I think Derek's going to win. I think I'm most confused of who's going to get second between Andrew and Hottie. I mean, I guess the way the call-outs are going, it looks like Hottie would get second.
We usually don't win the People's Champ first.
Yeah.
Maybe Derek wins.
Yeah, I think Derek's winning.
This is going to be a fun one right to the end. Yes. I say screw it. Someone should just jump off the stage for NFL.
I think Derek's talking shit to Nick. He said something to Nick and walked away.
And why he's down.
He probably said something nice to him too, like "Good job, man." But Nick's probably like, "Fuck you, dude, get out of my face." Yeah.
I like Derek. A lot of people call him fake, and they don't even know the guy. They just say stupid stuff like that. People
out to get real, fans across the world.
So let's see.
All the work, all the posing, 4 confirmation rounds in 2 nights. It all comes down to this. Folks, a record-breaking $2 million on the line this year for the entire Olympia weekend.
Oh yeah, I wonder. Do you think they're going to raise the prize money tonight? Do you think they'll bump it up for the first place guy?
No.
I think it'll match Arnold.
They'll match Arnold. What's Arnold at going to be at now? 9? Did he say 850 next year or something? I forget what he said he's going to give away.
What was it this past year? 750 or 700?
Something like that. I think 750. Let's see. So
So
fifth
curious to see
place.
where Samson's going to end up. Dexter looks good.
Yeah.
Martin.
Dexter always looks
Wow.
Nick
So
beat him.
Martin beats Nick. This was for 5th place, right? Wow. Oh, Martin's got the tape on the fingers. There it is.
good.
Good for you. Top 5, Martin.
See you 4th. Who you got 4th? Samson?
So Martin beat Nick. Yep. There you
Martin
go.
beat Nick. Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, that's where he went.
The gift.
Disappears.
Looks good in a suit.
Dude, Phil is still fucking big, huh?
He looks great, dude. He really does.
His genetics are insane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Samson Dauda. Oh, Andrew beat
Yeah.
him.
As he should have. I'm glad they did that. You know, because Andrew deserved to. Andrew deserved to beat him.
Amazing Olympia champion who was by no means done. He will be back at the drawing board in the UK in his beautiful new gym.
He's a good sport, though, man. He
Well, you
takes his
called
losses
it, though.
for
You were
sure.
right. He beat him.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to do that, but you're right, you guys. They did it fair.
Yeah.
I think ever since Tyler has been there and everything, the judging has been. I mean, Steve is fair too, but I think the judging has been fair. Samson 4th, yeah.
Tyler's good. He's
Tyler's
trying to
good.
get things cleaned up and how they're supposed to be. So
Andrew just really improved so much between yesterday and today. They had to reward him.
Yeah. See ya.
Phil's back. Oh, yeah.
Andrew Hottie, what do you guys think? Andrew 3rd.
Yeah,
All right, back down to Hottie and Derek.
And then there was 2.
You know, Derek and Hottie just fucking don't like each other too, right?
yeah, of course. They had to train together for several years with Hani. That was like, Hani, like, what are you doing? These guys are competing.
He was trying to make it like a Phil J situation, but that was such a different situation.
Yeah, it wasn't the same at all.
Because Jay was
Because
like
of Jay.
mentoring Phil.
Yeah,
Jay was
so
kind
it's
of
different.
on his way out, and then
Yeah.
Phil was the new guy, and this is not the same scenario.
But Jay's also not like that. He's just good dude.
These guys are both in their primes, and they're both really battling it out, so it's different.
Happy for Martin as well. Absolutely.
That's a big not a big win. He didn't win, but that's a big statement for Andrew.
Absolutely. And good for Chris again.
Yeah.
Getting it together with him.
Yeah. So you go to the top 2. Hottie came back a lot better today. If Hottie looked the same as he did yesterday, I think Andrew would have got second. He was much more improved.
Yeah.
Will they go back to the Persian Wolf? Or will it be the Triple Crown?
So this will be another person who loses it and regains it like Jay, whoever wins.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, please stay. The first place award, the Standout. The Olympia gold medal. The check for $600,000. And the title of
600,000, huh?
Yeah.
Two-time Olympia champion,
Eric won.
Yep. Derek won.
I'm just a second faster than both you guys. Triple crown.
People are saying, why don't we announce 1 through 10? Because they only place the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are silly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Golden Boy won.
So what do you guys think? Where does Samson go from here? Does Samson try to do the Arnold now, or do you Sam? He
Yeah.
should, right?
I think he's going to do the
Yeah.
Arnold. Yeah.
Of course.
I think Derek's going to do it
too.
also.
Yeah, he did last. Yeah.
He's got no reason not to now.
Some
I think
serious
Derek's
money.
going to try to repeat the same thing next year.
Yeah.
Same 3 shows.
Good for Derek, man.
It's a big win. That's a huge win.
The Hottie's still having a hard time. See,
Yeah.
he's still having a hard time congratulating
Yeah.
Derek.
I don't
He's
think
kinda
Hottie
like-
knows when he should be beaten. He still thinks he should win when everybody else has got Derek.
I think
win.
his
You know what I
ego
mean?
makes him think he should win
Yeah.
all the time.
It's hard to look at. It's hard for him to look at things.
Let's see if he
objectively.
walks off. Does Hottie walk off now or not? Let's see.
No, I think he learned his lesson.
Good for Derek.
I wonder if
big year
Hottie's
for
going to
him, man.
retire or is he going to continue to compete?
No, man, he's second in the
No.
world. He's not going to retire. The only way Hottie retires,
He's not going to beat Derek, dude. He's not going to beat Derek again.
He's not going to retire.
And if his leg gets any different, the right leg, left leg, I don't know.
He beat Derek.
then-
I mean, listen, if Derek shows up off, Hottie beats him.
That's not going to happen though.
You'll have a lot of people too, like saying, "Oh, Hottie should have won. Hottie should have won," but didn't even watch the show. They just see the results, and they didn't see pictures. They didn't see the show. It's
People will still say Nick Walker should have won.
yeah, right, yeah.
Nick Walker
A
should
few of my
have won.
friends messaged me this morning, and they were like, "I got Samson winning." I'm like, "No, how did you see that from the call outs? Like, people don't know how call outs work either." Awesome, guys. Cool.
All right,
I'm gonna
guys.
go to bed.
Thank you, guys, man. Have a great.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you
Peace. Have a
Tuesday,
good night.
Ron.
Later.
All right,
Yeah, see you Tuesday.
Peace.